Welcome to those of you who are watching this video on demand. And welcome to those of you who will be joining live. We'll be getting started momentarily.
As a small business owner, you're juggling the job of 5 people. Using constant context, smart automated tools is
What's up, Hot Shot? What's up? Come on in, Hot Shot. How you doing tonight? How y'all doing out there, family? Good to see y'all out there. Anya is intuitive. You know what? If I can find out where these glasses came from, because they were given to me, I'm gonna send you a pair. That's my word. That's my word. Okay. All right. Y'all, we're gonna be getting started here in just a minute. Got some hot topics for y'all tonight. I promise I'm not gonna keep y'all on here long tonight, all right? Because it's a Friday night. And I got y'all, some of y'all are coming in and been like, yo, Matt, don't be eating late, man. And I know that. I don't typically eat after sundown. But I'm gonna be like my Sagittarian friend, Anya's intuitive tonight. Sagittarius in the house. That's right. I'm gonna be like my Sagittarian friend, and I'm going in. But it's gonna be light. It's gonna be light. A little bit of protein, a little bit of salad. Then I'm gonna chill, watch, do what I do, watch a little YouTube. Might watch this video, I'm always checking it to see how I can improve. All right. So we're gonna be getting started here, y'all. I got some hot topics. Are we witnessing the last days of the modern Roman Empire, y'all? We're gonna be talking about that tonight. All right. Let me unlock this. This tablet here and see what we're gonna do here. See what we're gonna do. All right. You know what? I got 6 people in here. I like that number. So we're gonna get started right now. Let me go ahead and turn this music down. Tora Girl, what's up, Tora Girl? TG in the house, y'all. What's up, Tora Girl? Let's get it started. Let's get this thing on and crack a lacking, y'all. Cause I want to give y'all time back tonight, man. Y'all look, let me tell y'all, man. I'm gonna say this jokingly because those of y'all that grew up in the church house like I did, y'all have probably heard this back in the day, right? What did they used to say in the church house back in the day, y'all? They used to say, I ain't gonna keep you long, no longer than the Lord hold me. That's what it's been like, y'all, because I promise y'all, I don't ever plan to go. Y'all know me, man. I don't. Let me see if I can get this thing a little bit lower there. There we go. I don't ever plan to go like super long, y'all. I just be trying to hit it and quit it. I be trying to punch and get out. You know what I mean? And just, but y'all love keep me in here. Y'all's love keeps me in here. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna go ahead and jump right in, y'all. I'm jumping in earlier than I normally do. What are we talking about tonight? First of all, shout out to each and every one of y'all. Chucking and jiving. What's good? What's good, bro? What's good? That's my dude right there, y'all. Fellas watching this, y'all plug in. Ladies, y'all plug in too, but fellas definitely plug in to my man chucking and jiving. Like that, that's my dude. That's my dude. I love his channel. I love his work. I love the post that he put up. Those of y'all that used to look at Jet Magazine back in the day, fellas, y'all, we all probably looked at the same thing. Shout out to you, chucking and jiving. All right, love you, bro. Love you. All right, Hot Shot, she said you're funny. Now we're good. Do your thing. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to do my thing then. And for those of y'all wondering why I got the sunglasses on when ain't no sun out, it's because I'm shining bright. All right. What's up, Allie? We got Allie in the house, y'all. Allie in, y'all. All right, so we ready. All right, y'all. So listen, what are we talking about tonight, family? We're talking about the last days, y'all. The last days. I don't care if you're religious. I don't care if you're spiritual. I don't care if you're atheist. You know that the world ain't the same right now. You know that something huge and epic is about to pop off. You already know that, all right? So I'm just here, just furthering the message. Y'all know what it is. So are we witnessing the last days of the modern Roman Empire? Why did Matt call this the modern Roman Empire? Real easy, real easy. Just look at the government. Look at how the government is broken down. You got a Senate, you got a House of Representatives, same setup they had in Rome. In Rome, you had an emperor. In the modern Roman Empire, you have what are called presidents and prime ministers. The same thing. They're the emperor. They're the ones who are responsible for the empire. The only difference is in Rome, the emperor held that position until he was unalived or died of natural causes. Now, you know, the way they was getting down to Rome back in the day with that dagger, it was still natural causes because they bled out. But yo, let me stop tripping, y'all. I'm in a funny mood tonight. I'm trying to laugh, y'all. So for those of y'all, thank y'all for jumping on. I know I got started a little bit later than I said I was going to, but I think I can summarize that lyrically or musically. All right, I'm gonna summarize that musically, then we're gonna get started. I promise y'all. Because I got a couple of people I see in the chat that they ain't heard me, you know, drop any bars lately. So the reason why I'm just starting here now, later than I wanted to, is real simple. This is a throwback to the 1990s group Sounds of Blackness, and this was off their album Optimistic. It went a little something like this. This is the reason why I'm later. Well, I've been working all day long. Well, I've been sweating, I've been toiling. I've been sweating, I've been toiling. I've been sweating, I've been toiling. Oh, working, oh my Lord. All right. Y'all ready? Let's get started, y'all. All right. What are we going to start off with tonight, Matthew? We're going to start off with a recap of a prediction that I made in April. All right. In April. Now, y'all know, those of y'all who follow me, y'all know my thing and my stick with astrology is natal chart astrology. Why natal chart astrology? Because I feel like when you know yourself, you can move properly through this world, or this, what some call Earth school. Okay. You can move through it when you understand who you are. Like, who buys a car and doesn't know how it operates? All right. Who doesn't know where the gas pedal is, where the brake, if it's a hand brake or if it's a foot brake, the parking brake, whatever, you know, how many miles per gallon you got to know your vehicle. This is a vehicle, okay? And your purpose is your life mission, all right? Where you going? Where you driving that vehicle? What are you doing? What's your purpose in that vehicle? That's natal. That's my stick. But I do understand the importance of understanding the astrological transits. Why? Because that is pretty much the weather of the cosmos, okay? If you're going to move about on this planet and you got stuff you got to do, especially outside of your house, you got to know what the weather's going to be, all right? If you live in coastal areas where the water's warm, you got to know what the weather's going to be, because it could be a hurricane or a typhoon, depending on where you are, okay? So you got to know what that weather is. It's the same with the cosmos. So back in April, I made a prediction based on the fact that those who I follow, those astrologers that I watch that cover the astrological transits, the stuff I don't delve into. Why? Because it's just more stuff. I don't want to do all of that. I prefer to help people know who they are. Help you know yourself. Knowledge yourself is the beginning of wisdom. When you know how to work, you know how to move. When you know who you are, you know how to work, you know how to move. So, nevertheless, some of the people I follow, y'all check out my girl Astro Bella Luna. I say that my girl, she don't really know me. She don't know me. I don't know her personally, but I love her channel. I love her work. She had a Instagram video earlier in the month of April that said that some interesting things were going to happen when Jupiter and the planet of abundance, the planet of expansion, okay, went into alignment with the Uranus, which is the planet of rebellion and revolution. Okay, those two planets were set to. They did already. Okay, they aligned, or they did what's called a conjunction, where you got two planets meeting in the same sign. That sign was Taurus. What did I tell you? Now, what she was doing was she was talking about the positive stuff that was going to happen on a personal level, but I instantly saw something different that was going to happen on a global scale. What I said was Uranus being the planet of rebellion and or some people say Uranus. All right, I guess everybody wants to be politically correct now. Y'all heard me say it before. I'm gonna say it again. I grew up in school learning it as Uranus, and everybody got an anus. So your anus conjuncted with Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. What did that mean to Matthew? That meant that Taurus, being the sign of possession, material possession, abundance, wealth, not abundance, but material possession, wealth, money, real estate, assets, all of that is Taurus. Okay. That's the reason why Taurus is what? The bull. That's the reason why there's a bull on Wall Street. Okay. In front of the New York Stock Exchange, they got a big bull there. It's representative of the second house, which is, all about everything I just told y'all. So with Jupiter being the sign of expansion, meeting up with the energy of revolution, Uranus or Uranus, if you want me to do it like that, in the sign of Taurus, I said somebody is going to be trying to acquire something, okay? Expansion, give me this. And rebellion, I don't care about what the right thing to do is. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Now, how did that manifest, Matt? Let me give y'all the news. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen here. I told y'all we're gonna hit the ground running tonight. All right. Let me bring this news article up. This is gonna be the first share of the night. Again, thank y'all for being here tonight. Let me get this on the screen for you, and we're gonna talk about this one. All right. Okay. And if y'all ain't been paying attention, the United States House of Representatives been tripping lately. They've been tripping. They've been on some, I don't know what they smoking. I know marijuana has been legalized in a lot of states in the United States. I don't know what they're smoking, but they smoking that other stuff. All right. I think they smoking that other stuff. Let me show y'all what they did. Okay. What they did was a no-no. I'm gonna give you the highlights. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a commentary from Jimmy Dore's channel. Yo, I love Jimmy Dore. I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of the video. Jimmy Dore wasn't hosting this one. He was out on the road doing comedy. He's as you know, Jimmy Dore is he's a political analyst. He's an independent independent journalist, if you ask me. I prefer to call him an independent journalist. I love independent journalists, y'all. Y'all keep supporting independent journalists, because if you want to get the side of the story that the mainstream programming isn't showing you, you're only going to get it from independent journalists. Okay. So I love Jimmy Dore. I love his work. He wasn't there on this one. He had one of his backups showing us. I'm gonna show a snippet of that to hear a different commentary, and then we're going to move on past that. But I wanted to begin by showing you why are you showing this, first of all, Matthew? Because y'all would not believe this. For as long as I've been breaking down how the scriptures are and the Bible and the ancient text from which it was derived are spiritual in nature and not religious. And I've been doing this now for what? I started with the scripture editions in 2020. I started breaking down the spirituality in 2022. So for the last 2 years, people have been seeing me doing this, and they still want to come at me like somehow astrology is everything but what it is. Okay. I'm here to show y'all that this stuff is just universal math. It is the math of the universe. It's calculations based on positions of these governing energies in the cosmos, and how those energies that they emit and direct toward the earth affect life on earth. All right. Y'all been hearing me say that. Now I'm going to show it to you so y'all will understand by the end of this video. And that's not all I'm talking about tonight. But you'll understand by the end of this segment that this stuff is real. And it was created by the creator. Okay, let's get in on it. All right. Where is my right here? Boom. All right. So let me make sure. Okay, I am sharing. Let me make this a little bigger, because I know everybody don't have them young eyes. Some people got 40-year-old plus eyes. All right. So let's make it a little bit bigger for everybody. All right. US, this comes from yahoo.com. This was in April. Okay. And that was when that planetary conjunction happened. United States House of Representatives approves bill to transfer seized Russian assets to Ukraine. What were they thinking, y'all? What were they thinking? The U.S. House of Representatives on April 20th passed a bill that would allow the seizure and transfer of frozen Russian assets held in the United States to Ukraine. All right. Now let me explain to y'all. For those of y'all that want a little bit more layman's terms breakdown or understanding of what that looks like. Let's say, all right, I'm gonna go by some of these names I got in here. All right. Let's say Yo, I love that thumbs up thing, y'all. I'm just holding my hand there. That's something Apple's doing with their cameras now. I don't know what's going on with it. Happens on the iPhone, happens on the iPad, happens on the MacBook Pro, whatever. Anyway, so let's just say, let's say Torah Girl and Chucking and Jiving. I'm looking at them two right now. Let's say Torah Girl and Chucking and Jiving are, you know, the standard world currency is the dollar, right? Okay, so if and let's say Torah Girl represents the US and Chucking and Jiving represents Russia and Hotshot represents Ukraine. All right. So the world reserve currency right now for for as long as it lasts at this point with BRICS coming on strong is still the dollar. Okay. So you want to do business in somebody's country, you got to convert your local currency. You got to convert your currency to whatever that reserve or that exchange currency is at that point. So it needs to be the dollar because the dollar is the world standard for a little bit longer anyway until this whole system comes crashing down. So Chuckin says, "Hey, you know what, man? I'm gonna put some money over here in these U.S. banks. I'm gonna put some money in these. What did I got? I got Torah is Russia. Yeah, Torah is Russia. Torah is the U.S. Chuckin is Russia, and Hotshot is Ukraine. So basically, Torah is holding about, let's just throw a round figure out there. Torah Girl is holding $500 million of Chucking and Jiving's money in her banks, okay, in some US based or some Torah Girl based banks. All right. Now, Chucking and Jiving, he don't like what's going on. For some reason, he beefing with Hotshot, and he like, yo, I'm coming to get some of that land over there. I want some of that land. Hotshot's like, no, because they're girls. Girls stick together. Y'all know that, right? So Hotshot goes, Torah Girl, no, Chucking and Jiving is bothering me. He's bothering me. He's trying to take land from me. So Torah Girl says, well, Chucking and Jiving, I'm not going to let you do that. You bad fella, you. I'm going to freeze your assets until you learn how to act right. You're not getting your money back that I'm holding in my bank until you leave Hotshot alone. Hotshot says, oh, thank you, Torah Girl, my hero. Okay, so Chucking like, yo, man, how you gonna freeze my money like that? Yo, I want my money. Yo, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Nah. As a sanction, until you leave Hotshot alone, I'm keeping your money, all right? And you ain't gonna get it. I'm freezing it. So Chucking said, all right, well, fine. And you know what? Since you got my money anyway, bump it. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because you ain't punking me. So Chucking keeps on with Hotshot, keeps on. And Hotshot's military ain't as bad as Chucking. So Hotshot's military starts getting chopped up a little bit. And you know, so Torah Girl is giving Hotshot more and more money because she wants Hotshot to kick Chucking out of there. All right, because they don't like how Chucking moving. All right, but Chucking like, yo, you, I feel like you a threat to me. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, so what Torah Girl decides to do is she says, you know what, Chucking, I'm gonna take your $500 million and I'm gonna give it to Hotshot. What? You taking my money that you froze from me and you giving it to her? What she do that she ain't do nothing to earn this money? I ain't buying nothing from her. That's what we doing now? All right, cool. So what Chucking does, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what Chucking does to respond. All right. Let's bring this one up. This is how Chucking responds to that because Chucking didn't like that. Chucking said, my name might be Chucking and Jiving, but I ain't Chucking and Jiving about my money. All right. So this is what he does. This is what he does. Chucking said, LOL, you like that? You like that, Chucking? My man, here we go. So Chucking come back. He like, all right, look, let me show y'all something. Let me show you I ain't Chucking and Jiving about my money. Russian court orders the seizure of JP Morgan Chase funds in a VTB lawsuit. That happened 4 days later. Didn't take long to respond. All right, this is from Reuters, and this is out of the Moscow bureau. April 24th, a Russian court has ordered the seizure of funds in JP Morgan Chase bank accounts in Russia. Court filings showed on Wednesday in a lawsuit filed by state-owned bank VTB as it seeks to regain funds blocked abroad. Okay? JP Morgan Chase last week sued VTB in New York to halt its efforts to recover $439.5 million from an account that was blocked after Russia dispatched its army to Ukraine in 2022, and VTB was hit with sanctions. So they've been holding their money up for 2 years now. So that's what Chucking did to come back at her. Chucking said, look, if this the game we're gonna play, guess what? Well, Tor, since you got money, since you got banks in my country, Tor girl, I'm seizing your assets too now. Now what? Now what? You want to play that game? And they ain't talking about no little bit of money. That's a lot of money. Now, let me play a little bit of this commentary from the Jimmy Dore show. And then I'm going to break this down and we're going to tie it back to that astrological transit. And then we're going to move on with the subject matter. Y'all know I like to give y'all a little preview of stuff that, you know, sometimes it's related, sometimes isn't. But, you know, I like to talk to y'all because I love y'all. All right. So let's do this. Let's do this. All right. So let's share this to the screen. Hang on a second here. All right, hang on a sec. Let me get rid of this ad. Hang on, y'all. I'm gonna mute it.
Hello, I'm David Miliband, President and CEO of the International Rescue Committee. Our humanitarian.
So,
all right, let's. Well, I guess I didn't block it. I thought I had pressed that. I thought I had pressed that mute button. Guess not. She said, "News quiet about that." Of course they are. Of course, this is why you got to watch independent news, Tora girl. This is why I watch people like Jimmy Dore and Kim Iverson. They're like two of my favorite independent journalists. I love watching their shows because you know they ain't got a dog in the fight with this corporate media. Ain't no corporate people stuffing no money into their pockets. So let's watch this commentary.
So there's a notion in physics, every action has a positive reaction, as the Jimmy Dore logo is demonstrating there in real time.
This is being shared under fair use for critical review and for educational purposes only. Shout out to the Jimmy Dore Show. Y'all check out, this is his YouTube channel, the Jimmy Dore Show. Check him out. And he's funny too, y'all. That ain't Jimmy. That's the backup. Jimmy, I love Jimmy. Jimmy's funny. Jimmy is hilarious, okay? Jimmy remind me of them cats, you know, I used to see in New York back in the day. Anyway, here we go. Fair use.
I am Russell Dobular, sitting in for Jimmy, who's performing in El Paso, Texas tonight, joined by Mr. Keaton Weiss. So you might know that we have broken all of the underpinnings of the strength of the dollar in the way that we have handled Russia. Briefly, after World War II, there was what is called the Bretton Woods Agreement made between the major world powers. And the upshot is the dollar would be the stable reserve currency, that it would replace the pound. And part of that agreement is you don't weaponize the dollar, right? Because once you weaponize the dollar, people can't trust the dollar anymore. But we did not stick with that in our wisdom under Joe Biden. We decided to weaponize the dollar, which, as you might have heard, has led to a lot of de-dollarization. A lot of countries are reducing their dollar reserves. They don't want to buy as many U.S. treasuries. In conjunction with China, Russia has found a lot of workarounds to being cut off from the American and Western financial system. So now the U.S. is upping the ante. They've approved a bill in the House to transfer seized Russian assets to Ukraine. So how do you think Russia is going to react? Oh, Russian court orders seizure of JP Morgan Chase funds in VTB lawsuit. A Russian court has ordered the seizure of funds in JP Morgan Chase bank accounts in Russia, court filing showed on Wednesday, in a lawsuit filed by a state-owned bank, VTB, as it seeks to regain funds blocked abroad. JP Morgan Chase last week sued VTB in New York to halt its efforts to recover $439.5 million from an account that was blocked after Russia dispatched its army to Ukraine in 2022, and VTB was hit with sanctions. The arbitration court of St. Petersburg said it had ordered the seizure of all funds in JP Morgan bank accounts in Russia, including correspondent accounts and those opened in the name of a subsidiary. The court said it had not seized securities and property held by JP Morgan funds or the jpmorgan.ru domain. In a complaint filed in federal court in Manhattan earlier this month, JP Morgan described VTB's attempt to recover the money in Russia as a blatant breach of its agreement to have disputes addressed in New York. The largest U.S. bank said U.S. law prohibits it from releasing the $439.5 million, and VTB, Russia's second largest bank, will try to seize its assets abroad if it prevails in the Russia lawsuit. It said VTB's prospects there were good, with Russian courts having granted at least 6 other Russian banks relief against U.S. and European banks that were required to comply with sanctions laws. This is Douglas McGregor. Putin, Lavrov, and Peskov are talking tough. Americans should expect that Moscow will sanction or seize any remaining business in Russia. Moscow just seized $449 million from JP Morgan Chase in retaliation for Biden seizing $5 billion of Russian assets in the U.S. banking system. Russia will also move to hike the price of oil and gas. That will cause the most pain in the EU. In California, gas prices just jumped over $7 a gallon. Meanwhile, Ukrainian army is losing 500 to 800 soldiers a day, and the Russian offensive has not even started.
That's the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm gonna stop it there. Y'all check him out. Great YouTube channel, great source of independent news. That is they're pushing. Thanks to Sleepy Joe. This wouldn't be happening under a Trump administration. I'm sorry. I'm still working on my Trump impersonation, y'all. Y'all give me some time. I'm gonna get it down. But anyway, they got me. The crooked Democrats have me. They got me in court. They're trying to throw Trump into jail. It'll never happen. Oh, and I'm reelected president again, and America's great again. We're gonna fix our relationships with everyone. America. Y'all, it's enough. I gotta work on it. Anyway, so that again, we knew something was gonna happen. Why? Because of that conjunction between Jupiter, which is about expansion, being met up with Uranus, the sign of rebellion. Rebellion and expansion aren't necessarily two energies you want to see go together, okay? So I knew something was going to happen. I didn't know if it was going to be a land grab. I didn't know if it was going to be a money grab. I didn't know what at the time. But when that happened, that again is proof in the pudding. You had the energy of expansion meeting up with the energy of rebellion in the sign of Taurus, which is about material possessions, assets, money, land, you name it, okay? All of that's Taurian stuff. Let's see. Got a comment here. Sustainable said, I live in Cali and the gas thing ain't no joke. When will the U.S. learn Putin isn't a punk? You know, the thing is, I think that ship has already left port. Sustainable. That ship has already left port. And this is so some of y'all have been here faithfully. The lives I do every weekend, when I drop them every weekend, sometimes they're not every weekend. But some of y'all saw a few lives ago where I was talking about Daniel chapter 2. The prophecy of Daniel chapter 2 and what it meant with that head of gold on that giant statue, where the stone came that was not covered with hands, came out of the sky basically and smoked the giant statue on his feet, and it fell over. Gold represents money, finance, okay? You also had the legs of iron. Iron is the military. Y'all, when this thing comes crashing down, it's all going to come crashing down. Okay? Let me see what we got here. So, astrology, y'all, I'm telling you, learn some basics. Because it will prepare you for what's coming. It'll at least give you some insight into what's coming. We knew, and that's the thing. Astrology, numerology, very seldom will that tell you exactly what's going to happen, but it will put you in the neighborhood. If you know Taurus is a sign of material possessions, money, finance, land, that sort of thing, then you know it's going to be in one of those areas, okay? If you know Jupiter is the energy of expansion, okay? Expansion, abundance, expansion, that kind of thing, luck, all of that, then you know that, okay, whatever's happening is going to have to do something with one of those areas. And then Uranus, you know that that's the energy of rebellion. So all you got to do is put it together, y'all. This stuff isn't hard. It's not hard, okay? So let's move on from that. And actually, I wanted to show this video because this is kind of unrelated, but it's kind of related. This is another, y'all know The Simpsons. Some people call it predictive programming. I still haven't been able to figure out how this thing works with The Simpsons, how they get it exactly right. Years, I'm talking decades sometimes in advance of a thing happening. Let me find this video real quick for y'all. Let's see. Is this it? Yes. Let me bring this up. A little funny there. Got to mix it up. Got to mix the serious up with a little bit of funny, but it's funny in a serious way, you know. Like Cat Williams. Cat Williams he's funny, but he's serious at the same time. Oh, y'all that got y'all money in them banks, y'all better watch out. These people coming for your dollars. He ain't never say nothing like that, but that's Cat Williams. All right, I got to work on that one too. Here we go.
What do you mean the bank is out of money? Insolvent? You only have enough cash for the next 3 customers. Just a second here. No, I don't have your money here. It's in Bill's house and Fred's house. Hey, what the hell you doing with my money in your house, Fred?
I don't think it's gonna be that serious, y'all. I really don't. I don't think it's gonna be that serious. But I did read something earlier today about a bank run. So there's already one bank. I think the first bank of the year has failed here in the U.S. or something like that. Let me see if I can't find which one that is for y'all really quickly. Let me see. Let's see which one that was. Led to Republic First, 427. Let's see, Forbes. I'm just going to bring this up on the screen really quick, y'all. All right, let's see. Let's close that. And close that and open this. And I'm just going to share this really quick. I'm not going to read this article. I just want y'all to see the title of it. It's going down, y'all. It is going down whether you like it or not. This stuff is happening, y'all. This stuff is happening. All you got to do is all you can do is get your mind right for it. Here's what led to Republic First's collapse and why it's different from the 2023 failures. Y'all know we had those bank failures last year, okay? Republic First Bank Corp was seized by Pennsylvania regulators Friday following a failed deal earlier this year to infuse the Philadelphia-based regional bank with new funds amid a decline in deposits and a struggling mortgage lending business. So, some people blame it on poor leadership. I'm not going to blame it on poor leadership. I'm going to say it's time for this stuff to happen. It's time for this stuff to happen. And that's going to be a great segue into, let's see, what's next? What do I have on here? All right. Next, we want to talk about, because this is the big news. This is the one y'all probably were waiting on. I've been talking about this in a couple of videos, my last 2 live streams, and it's kind of looking like it's going from bad to worst. Okay. From bad to worse, not worst. Hopefully it doesn't get to worst, but bad to worse. Let me read some comments really quick. Tor Girl said, "You said it, and that seems to be the theme: reveal and land possession." Yep, possession grab. Yep, that scene is from A Wonderful Life. Okay, complete and whole tree. Thank you so much. All right, so let's talk about this one really quick. I told y'all the House is tripping. I told y'all the House of Representatives is smoking that good stuff. All right. They just passed the new anti-Semitism bill, y'all. Yep. They just passed the new anti-Semitism bill. In fact, I'm going to bring this one up on the screen. We're going to read a little bit of this and tell you how this is going to affect you. And actually, there's 2 of them. There are 2 different ones. One is general, and then the other one has to deal with universities. So the House of Representatives is upping the ante with so-called or alleged anti-Semitism. All right, let me bring this up. Hang on a sec. Where is it? Here we go. Let's see, npr.org. Let's copy this. Let's put it here. Boom. And there. All right. Let's make it bigger. All right. Let's see. Thank y'all for being here tonight. I know y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all hanging out with Matt D. Talford, and I do not take that lightly. So thank you guys. All right. Here we go. House passes bill aimed to combat anti-Semitism amid college unrest. All right. The House of Representatives passed a bill on Wednesday aimed at addressing reports of rising anti-Semitism on college campuses. This is from NPR.org, where activists angered by Israel's war against Hamas have been protesting for months and more recently set up encampments on campus grounds. Okay. The Anti-Semitism Awareness Act would see the adoption of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism for the enforcement of federal anti-discrimination laws regarding education programs. So, y'all, let me pause for a minute there and explain to y'all what that means. Okay. Let me explain to y'all what that means. The United States government has just adopted a definition, if you will, a standard of a group that is not a U.S. entity, is not a U.S. organization. They adopted their definition of anti-Semitism and is pushing it as law on the American people. Which one of y'all voted for a representative from your district to do some ish like that? I want to know. I mean, I ain't gonna do nothing about it. I mean, nothing I can do about it. But the point I'm making is, I don't think anybody. It just shows you who these people work for. You think they represent the interest of the people. They might throw a bill in there to make you feel happy, make it look good. But at the end of the day, they work for the money. They work for the money. Okay. So if you ain't a member of a super PAC or something like that, and helping to fund these candidates that you're trying to put up there so that they can do your bidding, all you're gonna do is sit and complain about what they did. Now, but that's what that is. They adopted an international standard. Okay, the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act would see the adoption. Let me bring it back up on the screen. Sorry, y'all. Because we're going to talk about this one for a minute. The Anti-Semitism Awareness Act would see the adoption of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism for the enforcement of federal anti-discrimination laws against or regarding education programs. The bill passed with a 320 to 91 vote. 70 Democrats and 21 Republicans voted against the measure. The international group's where is this? Hang on. The international group defines anti-Semitism as, quote, a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred toward Jews, and gives examples of the definition's application, which includes, quote, accusing Jews as a people of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or group, and making dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective. Okay, so that's their definition. So it basically says it may be expressed by who? It may be. So basically, it is saying that if someone is of the opinion that you are saying something hateful, then it can be tagged as anti-Semitism. Not fact. Something that is based on an individual's perception or expressed, which then again comes across as an opinion. All right? That's like you saying something that, you know what, man, I hate when Matt wears sunglasses inside. Like, who does he think he is? Does he think he's cool? He thinks he's cool or something? Like, what's up with him? Well, you know what? Why are you saying that? Are you saying that because I'm black? No. Why are you picking on me? No, you picking on me because I'm black. Really? No, I just don't like the fact that you're wearing. I know that's kind of, marginalizing it, y'all, and making it small. But I'm trying to give you a good example. They gave you here, said which includes. But anyway, we're going to look into that in just a minute. Let me play a couple of videos with some people that break this down a little bit, probably a little bit better than I just did. But that is that is what happened. That is what they passed. So let's talk about this for just a minute. All right. And then we're going to look at this International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. All right. We're going to look into them because a lot of you, I'd never heard of them until I saw this article. Okay. Let me stop sharing this. And real or imagine. Exactly. Sustainable Farming said all this happened after days after BB's video talking ish about the campus protest. So who's running our government? Exactly. Yo, y'all check this out, man. There's a documentary, about a 50-minute documentary you can find it on YouTube. I think you can still find it. I'll look in just a minute. But there's a documentary I saw a few months ago called The Day Israel Attacked America. Who knew that happened? I didn't. But apparently, according to history, in 1967, a U.S. naval vessel was attacked by Israeli warplanes and naval vessels, and they attempted to sink it. I don't want to play spoiler, but basically the reason why it's not in the history books is because it got brushed under the rug. All right. Wonder why. Anyway, that's a fascinating documentary. Y'all check that out if you can. And again, this is why you got to go independent media, because mainstream media, they're only going to give you one side of the coin. Every coin has a head and a tail side. They're only giving you a one-sided coin, which is impossible, right? It's impossible for a coin to have just one side. So let's take a look at this. And if y'all can remind me to put that in the thing there. Let's see. Is that the one I want? Yes. The print was small. All right. Whoops. Not that one. All right. Let's take a look at these. I got about 2 videos in here. And I'm going to come back to that comment you made there. Sustainable. Yeah, I got something for that. So I got something. Let's play this video. Uh-oh, where's my mouse? There we go.
Continue our coverage on a federal bill that could change the definition of anti-Semitism.
Well, overnight, the U.S. House passed a bill 32291, and a group of representatives say they want to protect their Jewish constituents. And the bill would essentially make it easier for the Department of Education to enforce anti-discrimination laws at public institutions.
So this bill would require the Department of Education to use the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism.
Well, the Alliance has a short version of the definition, but also created a list of examples that's included in the new bill.
Part of the full expanded definition reads, denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination by claiming that the existence of a state of Israel is a racist endeavor. Many of the Republicans and Democrats said adding this type of regulation infringes on free speech, including Republican Congressman from Austin, Chip Roy.
Criminal behavior is criminal behavior. Violating people's civil rights is violating people's civil rights. But when we want to insert the government into what you're thinking and what motivates you, you are empowering that which should never be empowered. The ability of the government to police thought.
Austin area Democratic Congressman Lloyd Doggett and Greg Casar also voted against the bill. The bill now heads to the Senate, where its fate is uncertain.
That was from TikTok user @.topstories. Y'all see why they want TikTok gone, y'all? You see why they want it gone? Because they can't control the narrative. They cannot control the narrative like they can with other platforms. Let me just say that. Come on, mouse. Don't start playing with me. Thank you. Here we go. All right, let's grab another one. This is from TikTok user @Kasim.Rashid. Okay, here we go.
Breaking news, the U.S. House has just passed H.R. 6090, which expands the definition of anti-Semitism to include any criticism of the state of Israel. This is an unprecedented bill that will absolutely have a chilling effect on free speech, especially on college campuses where they are protesting peacefully Israel's war on Gaza. Never before have we ever passed a bill that makes criticism of a state government illegal. And the reason is obvious. Individual people have rights. Governments do not have rights. And this is not just my opinion. Leading members of Congress, like Representative Jerry Nadler, a Jewish American, openly condemned this bill and voted against it. Anti-Semitism is absolutely a scourge that must be condemned in the strongest possible terms, because anti-Semitism is a hatred of Jewish people, and Jewish people as human beings have equal rights and deserve safety and protection in who they are. But to criminalize the criticism of a state entity is extraordinarily dangerous precedent. By the same logic, you could criminalize criticism of Pakistan because it's the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, or of Iran because it's the Islamic Republic of Iran. Obviously, neither withstands scrutiny, neither makes any sense whatsoever. Similarly, criminalizing the criticism of the state of Israel makes zero sense whatsoever, because the state of Israel is a government, it is not a person. The bill has not yet passed the Senate, it has not yet been signed into law. It is critical that we remain active and organized and ask our senators and the president to not make this a law.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Okay. Because I read something, and all of these people that, you know, think that, okay, one guy or one party is any different when it comes to certain things, you're wrong. Okay. Because I read something today that, in fact, I think it was on Jimmy Dore's show. Let me hang on a second. So they passed that bill in no time, but the George Floyd bill is still hanging in the wind. Exactly. Let me tell you, let me see. Hang on a second. I'm gonna show y'all something here because let's see. Hang on a second here. Jimmy Dore. I just saw another one earlier. Okay. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me play a little of this under fair use. This was posted just 1 day ago. Hang on a second, family. I'm gonna bring this up.
Shark Flex style. It's always just a twist away from a versatile.
Okay. Let's share this to the screen. Where is it, Matt? Okay. So for those of y'all that want to just blame it on the Democrats and whatever, let me show you that this is, I'm going to show you something just a minute here. We're going to put our punches together tonight, okay?
So now Trump has come down on Trump used to be an American first guy. He's not. He's an American first occasionally. He's Israel first. And so.
That's Jimmy, by the way. That's Jimmy Dore.
People who are peacefully protesting in the United States, and that's what they're doing. They're peacefully protesting. Donald Trump is siding with a foreign country over them. And he says, do you think that the radical left lunatics that are causing all of the chaos? So you think people who are carpet bombing Gaza right now, the occupiers, the Zionists, they're not lunatics? They're not the genociders? This is amazing, right? So do you think, hey, there are radical left lunatics in the country right now? They don't have any power. You know who have all the power? The radical establishment lunatics, like Joe Biden, the Democrats, and the Republicans, who all agree on the worst of things. Just like he agreed, he just got in bed with Mike Johnson, Joe Biden, to pass funding. He supported that. The more funding, remember Donald Trump used to go around saying, I'm going to end the Ukraine war in 24 hours?
Yeah.
He's not, now he's like, no, we're going to fund it. I'm funding it.
I still don't understand why they went to him at all with that. A guy who's not president that they have on trial. Hey, we need you to get on board with this.
You, but they did. I guess to try to get some of the right-wing base to go along with it.
That's the Jimmy Dore Show. Y'all check him out. I love Jimmy Dore's work. Y'all check him out, all right? So it's everybody. It's not just Biden. It's not just, listen, man. You said it earlier. Who was that? That was sustainable farming. She said, I wonder who's running our government. No, let me see. Let me see who's running it. Let's see. They might show it on here. Let's see. Hang on a second. Because I think this guy basically said, where is he? Somebody, I think it was Jimmy Dore. He did a little thing. Arrest warrants for no, that's not it. Basically, he was saying something to the effect of Netanyahu, like United States of Netanyahu, something. I can't find it. I saw it earlier, but now I'm not seeing it. So anyway, let's get off of here and get back to the narrative. Okay, what y'all talking about on here? Let me see. He said, "Yep, all of our bills are still hanging out there, but they all coming to ask for votes." Of course. So now, for those of you who are wondering about this International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, I'm that guy that I like to. I say with every what there's a connected why, and that to me is universal law. Even though you don't see it written anywhere, with every what there is a connected why. That nothing is random. There's nothing that's just out there by chance. So I like to dig a little bit deeper. I'm like, okay, well, who is this International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, and why are we following their definition instead of? And I know some people, look, y'all, the Libra in me always likes to stay balanced. I know some people would say, well, why reinvent the wheel if somebody's already got something out there that we can use as legislation? Why are you even legislating that? Why are you coming into a country whose, one of the tenets of American life is free speech, and now you're saying, well, if you can have free speech as long as you're not talking bad about Israel's government. Because again, y'all, I don't personally know anybody, and I put that on anything. I don't personally know anybody. I don't run with anybody who says I don't like this person, that person, that person, that person because of their ethnicity or their religion. Everybody I roll with, everybody I run with, anybody I call a friend or acquaintance, they can find the common ground, because that's what this human experience is about. Okay, let's not focus on what we don't agree on. Let's try to, if we got to be in each other's space, let's find something that we do agree on. That's how you get along. Look, I was in the U.S. Army. You got people from all walks of life coming into the Army. Look, I'm going to tell y'all this. I ain't going to say his name, but I had a roommate when I was in the Army who, I'll tell y'all a quick story. I know y'all love my story times. Me and this fellow soldier who was Caucasian, I'm a brother, he's Caucasian, roommate, we go off post one day to go get some food. And the guy's car I'm borrowing, I was like, yo, man, let me borrow your car. I'll put some gas in or whatever. He's like, cool. So I take his car, boom, go hit him off for some gas. We go get some food so we can bring it back to post because we didn't like what they were serving in the mess hall that night. So we're like, I don't want that. Let's go get some food. So now this guy's from Oregon. He grew up in Oregon. Y'all know I grew up in the East Coast, New York and South Carolina, whatever. So the whole Carolina area, look, I'm an East Coast guy. West Coast, and I love my West Coast family. I've been out to the West Coast. Y'all, it's too brown for me. I like green. But anyway, back to my point. So we're driving. We get off post. I go to the gas station. We go to the gas station first to get the gas out of the way. We're gonna get the food, come back to the barracks with it and beat it down. All right. Probably play some cards or something like that later. So I ain't gonna, again, I'm gonna make myself, I'm saying this so that I don't do it. I'm not gonna say his name, okay? We get out of the car, and y'all, this bad sister, she got out of this Mercedes-Benz, y'all. She had these I don't know how to describe the pants. They were like kind of shiny fitted pants. Maybe you call them leggings, I don't know, but they were like that shiny sheen, almost like the 70s or 80s disco, that sheen type of what you call it. She had these fitted pants on, y'all. She had these probably 6-7 inch heels or whatever. I don't know about women's shoes. They probably 6 inches, maybe they're 8 inches. I don't know. But yo, she had this mocha brown complexion, y'all. Her hair was like, yo, she was bad, y'all. That's the only way I could describe it. I'm 19 at the time, she probably in her upper 20s, but it was one of them moments where you were looking like that. And my roommate, he says to me, he looks at her, then he looks at me, and he's like, and he shakes his hair, he starts doing this number right here. And he goes, I don't even know why I'm telling y'all this story, but we're gonna get to it anyway. I don't even know how I got on this. Matt, there you go with your stories, man. Getting off the main path to take people around the neighborhood just to get them to the house next door. I'm gonna come back to this. Oh, I was just talking about how, you know, people come from all walks of life. That's how I got into the story. I'm gonna give you out the story anyway. I'm almost there. So he says to me when we get back in the car, he says he swallowed. He said he looked at her again, and you know, she's getting back in the car at this point, and y'all, she was fine. 36, 24, 36. What a winning hand, because she's a brick. Boom, boom, boom. House. All right. I know somebody's saying, all right, Matt, get on the story. He looks at me and he goes, they used to call me T Money. That was one of my nicknames when I was in the Army, whatever. He looks at me, he goes, T, man, I'll tell you, T, man, black women are becoming more and more beautiful. I looked at him like, becoming? I said, man, where you been? And he says to me, he says, T, you got to understand, man. He said, I grew up in Lillywhite, Oregon, where the only time we saw black people was when I could sneak when my parents were gone. Check, this what got me too. He said, when my parents left home, I'd sneak and watch the Good Times and Jeffersons. He said, that's the only time I saw black people. He said, we didn't have black people in my town. I didn't go to school with any black people. And I was like, wow. And I didn't know, y'all. Look, I mean, this is why you got to get outside of your locale, man, and just meet people, man, because you get these stories that help to enrich your experience as a human being on this earth. I didn't judge them. I was just like, I was shocked because I'd never heard of anything like that. But again, the thing is, here you go. You got all these people from all these different walks of life, and they find the common ground. We find the common ground. It's like, hey, I don't care about your differences. I don't care about mine. That's a fine woman right there. And you know what I mean? So y'all, that's what I'm talking about when I tell you I don't run with people who don't deal with people because of a religion or a one of my best friends when I was in the Army, he converted from Christianity to Islam on the fly. His daddy was a preacher. He converted from changed his name right then, changed it on his uniforms and everything. That was still my dude. I don't care about how you worship, but I don't care about that. So why is one group getting preferential treatment, y'all? Why is one group getting preferential treatment over everybody else in the world? And why are other countries telling the United States how to run their business? But when you understand that the U.S. is a corporation, it lost that republic status a long time ago. So United States Incorporated, that's a well-known fact. Then you start to understand, you know, when you're a corporation, you answer to a board of directors. All right. So there's a board of directors. What's the president of a corporation answers, the CEO of a corporation answers to a board of directors. They answer to a board of directors. And the thing is, very seldom do you get to see who the board of directors is. Now, you can look up a corporation to see the board of directors is, but the U.S. Inc. and any other facet of the modern Roman Empire, you don't get to see who those board of directors are. This is why you can have a guy. I know I took y'all all the way around the block to get you to the house next door. That's what I do. I'm a storyteller. This is how you can have a guy like Bibi Netanyahu or Milikilski or whatever his name is, Philly, BB Philly boy. Y'all saw the last video. Y'all know you from Philly. Stop capping, dude. Next time you address the United States, wear your suit, have your Israeli flag behind you. That's cool. But throw an Eagles hat on, man. I mean, throw an Eagles hat on. Bond with us. Since you're going to be telling us what to do, just go ahead and bond with us, man. Don't act like you ain't from here, dude. Go get you a Phillies jersey or something, man. Just look, the 76ers just lost to my Knicks. No offense. All right. But throw a Sixers jersey on. Throw an Allen Iverson jersey on, man. You know? Anyway, so let's keep going, y'all. I wanted to know what this international Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, I wanted to know a little bit more about them. So spandex, she said spandex. They weren't really spandex just because they weren't maybe you call them spandex, I don't know, but they were like those shiny pants that you would see like on Soul Train and stuff like that back in the day. I know they weren't calling them spandex back then. They were, I don't know what to call them. I'll take your word for it. You're a female, so I'm assuming you're female just because I don't know. Anyway, y'all know you can't always tell gender by some of the screen names. But let me keep it moving. So I wanted to know a little bit more about this group. All right, and so let me bring this up. All right, this is from Wikipedia, and I know some people say take them with a grain of salt or whatever, but I'm just gonna go with what's up here. They usually have links and resources that you can look at. So let's find out a little bit more about this organization. All right. And thank God I got my sunglasses on. The light doesn't hurt the eyes when you got the sunglasses on. So anyway, International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. The International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, or the IHRA, until January 2013 was known as the Task Force for International Cooperation on Holocaust Education, Remembrance, and Research, or ITF, is an intergovernmental organization founded in 1998. I just realized I didn't have the mic directed at me, so hopefully there was no loss of quality of the audio there, y'all. Anyway, in 1998, which unites governments and experts to strengthen, advance, and promote Holocaust education, research, and remembrance worldwide, and to uphold the commitments of the Declaration of Stockholm, of the Stockholm International Forum on the Holocaust. The IHRA has 34 member countries, 1 liaison country, and 7 observer countries. Okay, so it was, the organization was founded by the then sitting Swedish Prime Minister Göran Persson in 1998. All right. Let's read that next sentence. From 26th to the 28th of January 2000, the Stockholm International Forum on the Holocaust was held, bringing together high-ranking political leaders and officials from more than 40 countries to meet with civic and religious leaders, survivors, educators, and historians. Nobel Prize laureate Elie Wiesel served as the forum's honorary chairman, and Professor Yehuda Bauer was the senior academic advisor to the forum. Okay, so right there, you can pretty much see that those are what? Jewish names. So now why is that important? Why is that important? And some would say, well, who better to lead up the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance? But if you look at it and break it down, it's almost like, who is really pushing the legislation? Are they pro-Zionist people pushing legislation in a sovereign country that says its citizens are not allowed to criticize a government, a Zionist government? That's the point I'm getting at, y'all. That's the point I'm getting at. So y'all can read a little bit more about this, but I thought that it was pretty interesting when you peel back the layers of the onion, that the standard that was adopted was one that was created by, it's almost like, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? It's hard to say. It's almost like, geez, I'm trying to find a good analogy. Maybe y'all can help me out with that. I'm trying to find a good analogy. Almost like, I got it. I'm right on the edge of it. Okay. It's almost like, let me give you an example. I'm going to use technology. Let's say that Bill Gates, back in the day when he was the chairman of Microsoft Incorporated, let's say that Bill Gates was pushing legislation to make Windows the de facto standard of computers in every school in America. I mean, that's kind of stacking the deck a little bit. That's like loading it a little bit, because, hey, that is like, y'all see what I'm trying to say? It's not coming out the way I want it to, but it's like Bill Gates gets to push legislation that says the standard for computers across the country are going to be his Microsoft Windows. Okay, so nobody else gets to. In other words, what happened to maybe getting input from, if you're going to be legislating everybody, why can't everybody have input? Why can't everybody have input? What if I like Apple? What if I think Apple is a better computing experience and I want my children on Apple? Well, now you're telling me I got to homeschool if I don't want my kids learning Windows. You see what I'm saying? Maybe that's not the best analogy, but just because said this is white supremacy squared. Yo, I got a whole article. I may read it before the night is out. I don't know. But I talked about it. I mentioned it in my last live stream. I wrote a piece on my blog, www.mdtalford.com, some years ago, titled "What Fuels White Supremacy." I may read that because I think it's in context with what we're talking about tonight. So anyway, I think it's a little bit interesting that, the rules for what is anti-Semitic, and that's the argument that Candace Owens was making, y'all, when she was going back and forth with that rabbi. her argument was, and I know a lot of people don't like Candace Owens and some people love her or whatever. Just give me the information and let me make my own determination. But in that interview where she was going back and forth with that rabbi before she got released from her last job, she was basically saying, you have a blank check. You have a blank check when it comes to defining anti-Semitism. And again, as I just showed y'all through my own example, I don't personally roll with anybody who hates anybody because of their ethnicity or their religion. I don't. Okay. So the thing is, why are you pushing this on me and saying I can't talk about this government over here if this government is sanctioning the destruction of a people who, now I know y'all gonna say, or some people watching this gonna say, well, Hamas is hiding in the buildings with the people or whatever. Okay, so you gonna go in there and you just gonna bomb the whole building because Hamas is in there. It's a convenient excuse. I showed y'all the other video some weeks back on what the plans are for that area once. And some TikTok again. TikTok is a great resource while it lasts. Y'all download as many videos as you can from it. But they were basically telling what the plans were to build a new alternative to the Suez Canal, where instead of 12 hours a day it moves in one direction and 12 hours a day it moves in another direction. There are some allegedly some businessmen from that region, from the country in question, that want to build a new canal that is wider and deeper and run it through where Gaza is right now as competition. Hey, you know what? We can make more money than them. Their canal only goes one way, and you can't turn around in it once you're in it. Remember that that ship got lodged in there a couple years ago or whatever. That ship was stuck in it, however many days and how many billions of dollars were lost in shipping because could nobody get through it. Y'all, listen, money. But this is what we get into in a minute, okay? Let me see. Let me keep it moving, because what I want to do is, again, the title of this is, are we witnessing the last days of the modern Roman Empire? All right. Let me get off that last thing. Y'all make what you will of it. Go look up that stuff for yourself and make your own determination. If you don't like where this legislation is going, it has not been passed into law yet. Hit up your local senator and say, hey, listen, the flood their office with phone calls. It still works. Call them and say, hey, look, I'm not good with this legislation that I could be labeled anti-S because I spoke out against this government over here who's bombing people. Why do they get a blank check? Why are they so coddled by the rest of the world? And listen, that's not to take anything away from what happened during the Holocaust, but y'all go watch that video I showed last week. Okay, let me say that too, because there are other opinions out there that get squashed. And these aren't just opinions. These are people that have shared newspaper articles and such, talking about numbers, discrepancies, this, that, and the third. And then there's another video floating around out there that was a documentary that actually was available on this platform probably 10 years ago, and it got scrubbed, but it's still out there on a competing platform, BitChute, BITCHUTE.com. Y'all check that out, okay? I was shocked, but then it started making sense. I'm like, you know, as a soldier who was a medic, if my unit's captured, who are they more likely to keep around? They're more likely to keep the medic because the medic can use his skills to help their soldiers when they're wounded. So they were talking about all of these different people who were, I ain't gonna go there. Good God, man. You know, people so, I ain't gonna curse. People so doggone sensitive right now. It's just crazy. Like you can't even speak and have an opinion that differs without getting labeled, man. But we're witnessing the last days of this modern Roman Empire. Let me show y'all where the swing point was, okay? And I'm gonna use some numerology. Okay? Now, I don't think anybody watching this video right now could let me pause and I'm gonna come to this. Let me pause and take a look at that. Let's see. They call it the New Silk Road. BB helped set up the map and bragged about what's coming. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Sustainable. Wow. Oh, BB held up the map and bragged about what's coming. See? Israel is the Karen of countries. Damn. Y'all, come on, man. Oh, man. Yo, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm glad I don't bet on me not laughing with some of y'all comments, man. The Karen of countries. Why are we declaring fealty to a foreign power? Israel is a religious state, violates multiple bills of rights. a state that's only 75 years old. But again, if you understand the ancient Roman Empire, you had two capitals. You had Rome and you had Constantinople, which is modern day Istanbul. Okay. This is the modern Roman Empire. You got two capitals. Well, actually, it's decentralized. So some people say it's more than two, but I'm going to deal with these two. You got Washington, D.C., and now Jerusalem, which used to be Tel Aviv. I call Israel America East. Or you can call America Israel West. It's look who goes on TV and says something has got to be done about these college students around these different campuses around America. This is intolerable and da 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 da. And our politicians say, yes, sir, boss. We gonna get right on it, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Netanyahu. How dare these people? We gonna take care of it, so don't you worry your soul not a bit, Mr. Netanyahu. We surely is gonna take care of this, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Netanyahu. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We know who signed our checks, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Netanyahu. Yes, sir. We gonna get it done, sir. And I know y'all seen some of the TikTok videos out there where they talk about who trained some of these riot police. These riot police are being trained by the same IDF that y'all go look it up. It's out there. The info's out there. These same riot cops that they got running around these different campuses and stuff, a lot of them got trained by the IDF. That's a hell of a group to train somebody, right? To deal with your kids that's going to school who are just trying to voice their concerns since ain't nobody else doing nothing. All right. And now your boy, man, what did he do? The ICC, like, nah, man, we coming for you. What does he do? Again, he comes to America. You had better stop them from doing this, or we're going to do something else. Yo, man, first of all, just talk like you're from Philly. All right, go ahead and talk like you're from Philly. Let's start there, okay? Let me stop, y'all. I deleted those videos. I would have played them again where people were talking about the forced accent, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, so let me get back to this right here. I just read some comments. Let me tell y'all when the swing point of the fall, this current fall that we're in right now, let's tell you what the swing point was. And we're gonna do this with numerology. I want y'all to understand something. I told y'all numbers, look, men lie, numbers don't. Numbers do not lie. Astrology does not lie. Astrology sits on top of numerology. So when you talk in astrology, you're talking about calculations and understanding what the energy is. That's all it is, okay? Astrology doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. Mouths lie. Watch this. Here's the swing point. Some of y'all that's up on numerology, y'all gonna know where I'm going with this, okay? She said we're waking up and finding out it's not a bad dream. Wow. Yup. So here we go. The swing point. I would be hard pressed to think that anybody watching this video right now, live or on demand, would suggest that after September 11th, 2001, things eventually went back to pre-September 11th, 2001. I want y'all to put a thumbs up in the chat if you think things returned to normal after September 11th, 2001. If you think they didn't, put a thumbs down in the chat or put an X in there or something. If you think things went back to normal, give me a thumbs up. If you think they did not go to back to normal, give me a thumbs down. Okay, thumbs down in the chat. Now, what's the significance of that, Matt? Why did you mention numerology? Okay, why did you say September 11th was a swing point? Numerology supports it. Watch this. Let's do a reduction. Let's do a numerological reduction. All right. Thank you, just because I agree with you 100%. Let's do a reduction, y'all. This numerology is so simple because it's just based on 9 numbers, okay? And a couple of master numbers too. You got some master numbers 11, 22, and 33 that if it's the final, you don't reduce them because they have different meanings. But another thumbs down. Yup. Oh, it gave it to me. Wow, that's cool. Cool. That's cool. Okay. So 9 plus 1 plus 1. All right. 9 plus 1 is 10. You drop the 0, you got 1. And then the other one, let me do something here. Let me bring calculator up. That might make it easier to see. Okay. Let me give y'all something to look at on the screen here. So I'm not just talking. I can at least show it to you. Okay. All right. So 9/11/2001. 9 plus 1 plus 1. That's the 9/11 plus 2 plus 0. Let's do it. Plus 0 plus 1 equals what? 14. Okay. equals 14. Thank y'all. I ain't seen a thumbs up yet. Wow. Okay. So if you add up all of the numbers in 9/11/2001, you come up with 14. Now, in numerology, you're supposed to keep reducing it until it's a single digit, unless it's a master number, which is 11, 22, or 33. So 14, 1 plus 4 equals 5. All right. That's how we know. 5 in numerology is the number of change. It's the number of change. And let me give you a visual representation of what that looks like. Okay. We know that there are pretty much 9 cardinal numbers. You can say 10 if you count the 0, but nobody uses zeros when they're doing a numerological reduction. It's just not there. So you got 9 numbers. Do I want to close that? No, I don't want to close it yet. What did I do with it? There it is. All right. So 5 is the number of change. I don't need it. I can just explain this. If you take 1 through 9, that's an odd number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 sits in the middle, and then you got 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 is the transition from the early to the late and then on to the end. Okay. So that's how we know that 5 is the number of change in numerology, because 5 sits at the apex. You go up, you go up, you go up, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 on one side, 4 on the other, and then the 5 in the middle. 5 is the number of change. So after 9/11, everything changed. Everything changed. Everything started going back south. I remember prior to 9/11, you could actually go to the airport, and if you were seeing somebody off, you could go all the way to the gate. You need with no security check. Only thing was you needed a ticket to get on that plane, but you could walk, you could accompany your family member or your friends up to the gate. Now, no ticket, you don't go through the security checkpoint. That has never come back. All right. What did they do? What do we know happened? That was a bunch of controversy in government and actually got, what's his name, Eric Snowden, run out the country. We know that domestic spying picked up. What did we see in 1998? Y'all remember this little movie right here? Let me bring it up. Let's share this to the screen. Now this is people talk about predictive programming, whatever. Y'all see this? Y'all remember that little movie, Enemy of the State? Y'all go back and watch that movie. That movie came out 3 years before September 11th, 2001. 3 years before. Look at what they were doing. Look at what the themes were in that movie. All of that stuff hit after 2001. After September 11th, 2001. All that stuff hit. It all hit. So 5 is the number of change. So that was the swing point. The beginning of the end of this age began with September 11, 2001. Now, let's see. Nothing has gone back to normal. Everybody gave me a thumbs down there. Patriot Act. Exactly, Angel. Exactly. Let's see. Now, here's another. Let me give you some more numerology. And there's 33 people in the chat. Talk about master numbers. Oh, by the way, y'all, if you have not done so already, please give me a thumbs up on the video if you're enjoying it so far. Now, here's the other thing that I want to give y'all, another numerological reduction, because I'm telling y'all, these organizations, these states, these heads of state, these leaders, these world international leaders or whatever, they plan, I've been telling y'all this for years, they plan stuff around astrological events and numerology as well. They use numerology and astrology to help plan the events. But they got the church, which that whole separation of church and state is obviously a lie. Okay, they've been pushing that lie on us via the education system for how long? The church and state are not separated. Why? Because y'all don't take me back to talking about the Pope. Don't take me back to talking about the pre-United States Pope, okay? And how the Pope was really the one running the Western world. That was really the beginning of the revived Roman Empire, because it was no longer an emperor. It was the Pope pushing the buttons. The Pope sanctioned slavery. We know that, okay? There was a document when they wanted to go see some land. that they showed up with a priest and a military, and they read the requirementos and then took it over. Okay, don't get me started with that. Don't get me started with that. But anyway, I'm telling y'all, the same stuff they tell y'all not to do, they do it at the highest levels. The same stuff they push fear on you and tell you you shouldn't do this, they do it because they know how the universe works. They know how the universe works, but they don't want you to know it. Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And they've taught you to reject that knowledge. Because you rejected knowledge, I'll reject you and you'll be no priest to me. I got a little story I might share here, y'all. Time permitting, I might share with regards to just how powerful these priests were. I told y'all the priest that you see in scripture, they weren't somebody wearing a white collar. They weren't religious leaders. These people were powerful spirit beings. They were endowed with powers. I told you they had the ability to control the elements, earth, wind, or earth, air, fire, and water. They could control the elements with their speech. Okay? But they were gifted with that. All right? So, but they don't want you to have that knowledge. Now, let me show y'all what I mean when I tell you these world leaders plan stuff around astrology and numerology. They all have seers. They all have seers. Y'all go back and watch that video I did titled "A Seer, King David, and the Tarot." It's in my video lineup. I can't remember if that was a live or no. I think that was on demand. That wasn't live. So go onto my videos tab and look for that. A Seer, King David, and the Tarot. David had a seer. Second chapter of second book of Samuel, the final chapter. I think it's 24th. Can't remember. But David had a seer. The Most High was so pissed off at David, he wouldn't talk to him. He talked to his seer. He had a seer named Gad. All of these world leaders have seers, astrologers. Why? Because they want to stay in power. They want somebody to tell them what is going on, tell them what's coming, so they can adjust and in attempts to stay in power. Now, watch this. I'm going to take y'all, since we talk about Israel, I'm going to take y'all back to 1948. Watch this, okay? I wrote a note here. It says, wonder why the Zionists led by David Ben-Gurion waited until 1948 to declare Israel as a state and as the Jewish homeland. Let's look at the numerology of the year, then look at the season in which they did it, all right? Let's look at that. Let's bring this back up, okay? Where's the calculator? Let me read some comments really quick. The Black Pope, unknown and unseen, runs it all. Oh, come on, Angel. Angel knows something, y'all. Angel knows something. Y'all watch my video on Star Wars and the link between Star Wars and the real world. The baddest dude in Star Wars was Darth Vader. Y'all go watch it, man. Darth Vader wore black. The rest of the stormtroopers, they wore white. Y'all pay attention. Don't keep going for these smoke screens if y'all want to. Listen, this is the age of knowing. You can know now. If there's something you want to know, you can know it. We're no longer in the age of believing, Pisces. We're in the age of knowing, Aquarius. The knowledge is increasing. All right, let's go. And our own people is pushing it. Now, listen, Jacob and Esau were brothers. They were born at the same. They were, I want to say, fraternal twins. They were fraternal twins. So remember, or paternal twins. Fraternal. I can't remember, y'all. Anyway, Jacob and Esau were brothers. Okay. Everybody keeps saying, I hear a lot of the people that are so-called Hebrew Israelites, the camp corner boys with the bullhorns and whatnot, they love saying, quote unquote, Esau is the white man. Stop. Y'all are uninformed. Y'all don't know. Esau, being the brother of Jacob, was not Caucasian. So how would that be? Don't get me started on that. But y'all be hyping me up in these comments, and y'all taking me down the side road. Let me get back on the main road. Let's look at the numerology of the year that Israel declared itself a state. Okay. World War II ended in 1945. 3 years later, Israel declares itself a state. Okay. 1948. All right. And it was in May. In fact. Let me get that exact date. Not that it matters, but it was in May that they did it. Let's see. Let's see. What's that date? Canaan, I don't want that. It's the long one. Partition plan. All right. Let's see. 1948's Declaration of Independence, or April 12th, okay. Scheduled to come to an end on May 15th. The British Mandate came to an end on 15 May 1948, okay. All right, so that was 14 May, the day the British forces left. All right, so May 15th. Okay, so it was Taurus season, but let's get back to this. Okay, so 1948. We're gonna do a quick numerological reduction on that, and you'll understand why the world leaders or the leaders of that movement waited until then to declare statehood. These people harness the energy of the cosmos to do what they do. All right, let's watch this. And when I say these people, I'm talking about anybody who's in the know. I ain't pointing a finger at nobody's one country. Okay, look at what sign the North Node was in when Putin rolled up into Crimea and Ukraine. The North Node was in Taurus. I already talked about what Taurus is about. It's about possessions, acquisitions, that kind of thing. That's why he did it. He could have done it sooner. He did it during a Taurus North Node. Okay. Let's find my calculator. Here we go. All right. May 14th. Thank you, Angel. 1948. Let's do a numerological reduction. All right. Uh-oh. That is not what I want. Double clicking the wrong thing. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, let's do a numerological reduction. 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 8 equals 22. Okay. 2 plus now normally you don't reduce master numbers, but here's what's interesting. 22, the master number 22 is the number of the builder. Okay. It's the number of the builder in numerology. So already that is pretty auspicious. But if you do a further reduction, 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 in astrology, 4 in numerology also represents the house, the 4th house in astrology, which is the house of what? Home, family, and family roots. Y'all see what they do? There's I never really looked into the 7 hermetic principles. I've heard a few people I follow that they talk about it, but one of the 7 hermetic principles, I believe. Let me, you know what? I don't want to sound ignorant when I can know. So give me a second here. Let's see. Let's see. No, that's not it. That's not it. What's the one I'm looking for? What's it titled? What is that called? Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back and do some homework on this one because I ain't about to be up on this platform sounding ignorant. That ain't how I move. All right. So let me stop sharing that. But basically, these people know how to harness the energy of the cosmos to power their moves and their decisions. What do I always say? If you swim against the current, you're gonna end up where the current wants to take you, tired. But if you move with the energy of the current, you're gonna get there faster and you're gonna get there using the least amount of energy. So this is why they harness the energy of the cosmos. This is why they declared statehood in 1948. Okay, because the numerology of the year, if you look at the master number 22, is the number of the builder. And if you look at if you reduce 22 on down to 4, it is the number that corresponds to the house of home, family, and family roots. Okay. Now, Taurus, why did they do it in Taurus season? They did it in Taurus season also during a Taurus North Node. Watch this. And I brought this up before. I'm gonna bring it up again. All right, let's share this. Y'all know you come to Maddie's Rap on the live. We here to learn, y'all. That's what we do. That's what we do. We here to learn. All right. Let's go. 1948. May of 1948. I went too far. Let's make this bigger. North Node is in. Look at that third column. North Node is in. Oh, okay. So May of 1948 would have been in between this period right here. North Node, August 3rd, 1947 to January 25th, 1949. The North Node, August 3rd, 1947 to to January 25th, 1949, the North Node was in Taurus. So they really maximized the power of the cosmos in making that move. Okay, you did it in 1948 during a 4-year. You did it during a 4-year. Okay, 1948 is a 4-year. Okay, 4 is the house of home, family, and family roots. Okay, you also did it during Taurus season of a Taurus North Node. That's maximum power for what they wanted to do. That's maximum power. That's why it happened. Y'all start paying attention to this numerology, man. And I don't get deep into, like some people do, the gematria thing. That's a little bit more than I don't want to get into that. That's a little bit too much. No, I don't want it. And not knocking anybody that reads gematria or any of that. That's not my thing. The basic numerology, I like that. I did keep it basic for me. I don't want to get too deep into the rest of it. But anyway, that was another quick lesson in numerology and why these world leaders do what they do when they do it. Okay, but here's where the trouble lies right now. We're in an Aries North Node, and things are changing. This is an 8-year. 2024 is an 8-year. That is karma. That's karma. That is things going around, things coming back around that went around. What goes around comes around. Guess what? And I said this, y'all, in my 2023 prediction, or in my 2024 predictions in December of 2023. Anything that was acquired via ill-gotten means, it's going to be lost the same way. It's going to be lost the same way. So you heard what the guy said. They went in there, guns blazing, in 1948, running people out of their homes and stuff. Y'all know what the saying on the street is: you lose it the same way you got it. Now they're worried and concerned. I don't know where that's coming from, but there's some prophecy that might touch on that in scripture. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, because we're getting on down through these notes here. So money. We talked about what the plan is. Someone said BB shared that on the screen. He held up a map and said what their plan was or whatever. Money. It's all connected to money. But what did I say is coming down in accordance with the prophecy of Daniel chapter 2? The head of the giant statue was gold. Gold represents money. Okay. You don't need money. You don't need money. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I don't see any animals. And I love the bird watch. I love the squirrel watch. I love animal watching. Okay. One of my favorite things to do: sit out in nature barefoot, where you're grounding and earthing and getting that positive, getting the earth to pull that, positive energy out and replace it with the negative ions keep you moving. Okay. The positive ions make you sick. The negative ones, something like that is what I heard. We know negative is feminine energy. Positive is masculine energy. So you need to balance. You need that to balance your body out. Okay. That's another lesson. I'm not going to go knee deep in that. But so anyway, Angel said, here, Matt, you did. I don't know what that means. Let's see. The WEF called the coming era the fourth industrial revolution. When was the third? It was the Third Reich. Perhaps this is a continuation of the same progression. Perhaps. But there's some very powerful prophecy that is, the Most High is just sitting there laughing. He's laughing at these world leaders. He's laughing at them because their time's up. Their time's up. And I'm here to tell y'all, I'll be one of the first ones to tell y'all, if you have never heard it, I have not seen any Bible prophecy fail yet. I've not seen it fail yet. Either it has happened or it's on deck. I've not seen the scripture fail yet. Okay. Let's talk about this money thing. All right. I'm going to bring up a passage of scripture. Okay. I'm going to bring up a passage of scripture right now. Because let me see. I'm going to leave this one on the screen. This was actually going to be the theme, but y'all know how these things go sometimes. All right, this ain't the one, but this was one of the first ones I pulled up. Matthew 24:6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, the end is not yet. Let me read another one, and then I'm going to come back to the main one. All right, this is another theme. This one's in the description box. This is in the description box of the video. This one comes from the apocryphal book of 2nd Esdras, okay? 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verses 8 and 9, okay? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. I don't know why they would say born of him, because neither one of them gave birth, but y'all know what they did with these scriptures anyway. They tried to make women disappear, whatever. Anyway, we need balance. Thank God the balance is coming back in the earth. When Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? That was 2 Esdras 6 and 9. And now let me stop sharing this and get you back over here. Money, y'all. Money. Let's go to 1 Timothy. Some of y'all know this one by heart. I actually had to look it up. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. Let me highlight it. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10, King James Version. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which, while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But the part of that we focus on is, for the love of money is the root of all evil. It's not money, it's the love of it. Okay? So, what do you think? What do you think if the love of money is the root of all evil, and we're in a transition period of the earth? Okay, some people said we're coming up on the 6th mass extinction event. I heard something like that, the 6th or 5th mass extinction event or whatever. I heard Ralph Smart say, y'all check him out. He's got a great channel too, very inspirational. Infinite Waters is his channel name. Ralph, you could look it up, Infinite Waters or Ralph Smart. Very, very inspirational. So the 6th mass extinction event. Okay, so this happens. The earth resets herself every so many thousands of years. The stuff gets corrupt. It's like your body. You get new cells. Those cells get old. Those cells start to listen. If you didn't shed old skin, you couldn't get new skin. Okay, it's just a part of the natural process. If something is making you sick, you purge it out. Okay, that's what the earth is doing right now. But what do you think is going to happen if we're coming up into a period of peace? If we're coming into a period of peace on the earth, and the love of money is the root of all evil, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen to money? So when you start hearing about these bank collapses and stuff like that, these ain't the normal bank collapses. This is cosmic, y'all. This is the Most High saying, you know what? If the love of money is the root of all evil, then we can root out evil by getting rid of money. Think about how this world would look, y'all, if there were no money. If there were no money, how would it look? I've not seen. I told you I love the animal watch. I've yet to see an animal take something to another animal. I ain't seen a bird yet pick up some currency, take it to another bird, running a worm shop and saying, okay, here's your worm. I ain't seen a bird working for another bird so he can get some currency to buy worms or beetles or slugs, whatever they eat. I ain't seen a squirrel yet working for another squirrel so he can get a nut. I ain't seen one lion in the Serengeti going to work so he can get some zebra meat to take home to his family. You see what I'm saying? I ain't seen one big fish go work and get wages so we can eat a little fish that somebody already caught for it. Money is going away, y'all. Money is going to go away, never to return. Money is going to go away, never to return. Some people don't want to hear that, okay? But it's true. And here's the other thing you're going to find out. When money, see, the thing is, the world and the system and the doctrine and the spell we're under has people thinking that abundance and money are synonymous, but they're not. They're not. And you're going to find out when money is gone, when that Daniel chapter 2 event happens and that statue topples over and it ain't no more military and it ain't no more banking, you're going to find out who's abundant. You are going to find out who really is abundant. Abundance will no longer be measured in money. It won't be measured in money. Real abundance has nothing to do with money. Think about the people who have millions and gazillions of dollars, but they're sick. What good is that money? They don't have health. Okay? Abundance and money, you're going to find out who's abundant. And the abundant, let me tell you something. There's a class of abundant souls that you're going to see emerge when money goes away. And it's not going to be the people who had money. The people who had the money, all these billionaires, they're done. They're done. They're done. And they're trying to hold on to control of the narrative. This is why they are pushing digital currency right now. They think they can escape the will of the Most High by switching from fiat to digital. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Because all you're doing is a shell game. You're just doing a shell game at that point, and you moving the same system to a new platform. God is getting ready to destroy the system. And that scares the people who've been in charge running the world off of money. I said this a few videos ago. The spell that people are under with money, a weak man can go and conquer a man 10 times stronger than him by offering somebody who's of equal strength cash. Right? That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Where's their money coming from? All right. Abundance is not a physical currency. True abundance is an energetic frequency, and those who abide in that frequency never lack anything. True abundance is an energetic frequency. It's a frequency. When you abide in the energy of abundance, you never lack. You never lack. Okay? Abundance is a frequency. All right? It says here, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So I told y'all I had a story I was going to share with y'all about these prophets and how powerful they are. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Just because said God cannot be manipulated. Just because said, did you hear the female Israeli representative said at a conference that the biggest threat to Israel are Black Americans? Yeah, I heard that. Hey, but you know why, y'all. You know why. Grow your own food, spiritual connections, Garden of Eden, truth. Okay. She said, thank you. I needed to hear that. You know why that is. Let me break that down. Let me talk on that for just a minute. God cannot be manipulated. Absolutely. They think they can. You can. How's the creation going to manipulate the creator? That's like when y'all baking a cake and the cake manipulating you, the baker. Some stuff just, it doesn't happen. But let me tell y'all why that is. Why did she say the biggest threat to Israel are Black Americans? Y'all give me y'all opinions on that. When I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. It goes back to the story I read last week about the parable of the extraordinary bicycle. Y'all know how theft works, or as they say on the block, thievery. Y'all know how thievery works. When somebody steals something, first of all, you low vibrational if you're stealing, okay? Anybody, and I'm not saying that you're a low vibrational being. Maybe you were in a low vibrational moment. I ain't trying to judge nobody, whatever. I used to steal little stuff when I was little. Didn't mean I was low vibrational. I was just doing some low vibrational things. Okay. Anyway, thank God I grew out of that. Ma, if you're watching this, don't say nothing. Okay. Okay. No personal business, mother. Okay. My mom get excited about sharing little stories. Not here, ma, because these is not everybody. I know these people do the channel, but I don't know everybody personally. So let's keep the family stories at home. All right. Anyway, I got to tell my mom that because she get excited, y'all. She a Leo. Y'all know what that Leo energy is about. Okay. I'm Earth sign. I got to keep the whole family grounded. Okay. Anyway, so the thing is, when you a thief, when they steal something, they go and show it off to everybody except one person, the person who can identify it as theirs. They make darn sure they keep that thing away from its original owner. So the biggest threat, y'all put that where it goes. Y'all put that where it goes. Y'all know. Listen, and one thing I love about the Matt D. Talford or Maddie's Rap subscribers, Matt D. Talford, one thing I love about y'all are highly intelligent. I love that about y'all, man. Y'all are super smart, and I don't have to break all of this stuff down because when I tell y'all to put it where it goes, y'all already know what to do with it. Y'all can take it and run with it. So there it is. There it is. There it is. Now let me show you on that point too. Let me show y'all. You know what? I am going to share this story now. I am going to share this story. I was debating it, but let me read this, y'all. I'm gonna speed through it. I'm gonna speed through this. Let's go here. I'm gonna speed through this because this is relevant. And I want to say here, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. He didn't say, okay, that's Hosea 4:6. Let me read a little bit of scripture real quick. I'm gonna read a little scripture and then we're gonna get off of here, okay? Let me read a little scripture for y'all, because y'all know what we do over here at Maddie's Rap, okay? Y'all heard me read this one before. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Got into an argument with some evangelicals some years back on Facebook. They swore when I said, who is the my people he's talking about? Christians. There was no Christians in the Old Testament, dude. Fall back. God's covenant was with a certain people. Now, I ain't gonna talk about, no, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I want to keep it level. I want to keep it level and as balanced as possible. Y'all make whatever assumptions or assertions you want, okay? I'm just gonna keep it as level as I can. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. He was not talking about Christians. He was talking about the covenant he had with the house of Israel, okay? With the house of Israel, okay? Now, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me. I told y'all who the priests were. The priests were people, women and men. We don't hear the stories about the women, okay? That missed this age of Pisces, because age of Pisces was the whole era was dominated by masculine energy. So we don't see the power of the feminine energies that were in the earth that had equal power. But y'all about to see it in a minute. I'm gonna show y'all right now. My people destroyed for lack of knowledge. Why? Because you rejected knowledge. I'll reject you, and you'll be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, universal law, universal, okay, and natural law. Those are the laws of thy God, the laws of nature and the laws of the universe. Okay, that's the laws, not these instructions that were given to Moses. Those did not exist prior to the captivity in Egypt. They didn't exist prior to that. So where was the law then? It was what it is, what it always has been. Universal law and natural law. The laws that govern the universe and the laws that govern nature. Okay? Now, let me get off of that. Priests, they had the power to control earth, water, air, and fire. Now, let's keep going. Okay? So, I wrote down a note here. He said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. But he didn't say all of his people. He didn't say all of them. So which ones weren't destroyed? It took my mind to that passage of scripture in the book of Kings where he said, I have 7,000 who have not bowed the knee to Baal. Now, I'm gonna break down the etymology of that, if you will, but it's not from the concordance. We're gonna break it down using ancient Hebrew, y'all. We're gonna learn something tonight. Let me get over here to Kings. I didn't want to do this, but I'm gonna do this now. I do believe is it the 18th chapter? Yeah, I'm gonna start at the 18th chapter. I'm gonna read this super fast, y'all. Because how many verses is this? Let me give y'all the backstory. Let me give y'all the backstory of this 18th chapter. Okay, so basically, in the 18th chapter here, let me just speed through it. Let me speed through it, y'all. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna speed through this. Okay, I'm gonna read it fast. I ain't gonna break none of this down. I'm just gonna read through it. Because the meat is in the 19th chapter, and I'm gonna tie this back to the comment about who the threat. This ambassador saying who the threat to Israel was. African Americans, the black African, whatever she said. I remember seeing that video clip. Let me keep going. Okay. 1 Kings chapter 18. And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go, show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab. And there was a sore famine in Samaria. Okay, let's get it right. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was one of the governors of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly, for it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets. So Jezebel, y'all know the story of Jezebel. Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave and fed them with bread and water. So he didn't want to, Obadiah said, let me go hide these other ones because she out here murking these prophets, man. Okay. And Ahab said unto Obadiah, Go into the land unto all fountains of water and unto all brooks. Peradventure, we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive, that we not lose all the beasts. So they divided the land between them to pass through it. Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way. And as Obadiah was in the way, or the road, whatever, behold, Elijah met him, and he knew him and fell on his face and said, Art thou that my Lord? Art thou my Lord Elijah? And he answered him, I am. Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? Ahab was locked up with Jezebel, okay? As the Lord thy God liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. And when they said, He is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation that they found thee not. So he made them swear that they weren't hiding him. They were looking for Elijah. And now thou sayest, Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am gone from thee, that the Spirit of the Lord shall carry thee, whether I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and he can't find you, he'll slay me. But I, thy servant, fear the Lord from my youth. Was it not told, my Lord, when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord, how I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water? And now thou sayest, Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. So Elijah's like, go tell your mans I'm here. And he said, Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he shall slay me. Because he's gonna be like, oh, wait a minute. What you mean Elijah's here? I thought you had taken care of him. That's what it was. Okay. Verse 15. And Elijah said, As the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, in that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Baalim. Lim is like, that's plural. So he's basically saying, you followed Baal Lim. Now, y'all got to understand what Baal means. Let me pause here for a minute on verse 19. Baal is presented in the church and religious communities as a god. And you see these statues or whatever. Sometimes they'll show you like the head of a goat and then a body of a human or something. Say that's Baal or that's Moloch or whatever. But you need to understand, if you break it down using ancient Hebrew, Ba, it would be like Baal or Baal. We know the El is like another name for a god, and Ba is house. So if you want to break that down using ancient Hebrew, you got the god of the house. Now, what is the house? Is it a house they built, or is it could mean that a house they built, or it could mean the god of this world. But in any case, Baal is typically a physical representation that they would create and then worship, understanding that they're worshiping the physical creation of a low vibrational spirit, a low vibrational energy that oppose the Most High. Okay. So when you see Baalim, that means multiple or plural gods made by hands. Okay. Okay. Now let's keep going. Verse 19. Now, therefore, send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people, and he said, How long halt ye between two opinions? So how long y'all gonna be stuck between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord. But Baal prophets are 450 men. So he basically saying, look, it's one of me against 450 of y'all. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it into pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And call you on the names of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord. And the God that answers by fire, let him be God. And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for you are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under it. Don't be trying to play no games. You're supposed to call the name of your God, and then he gonna burn it up. All right, verse 26. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it. and called on the name of Baal from morning until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he's talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure means perhaps or maybe, okay? Or perhaps he sleepeth and must be awakened. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass when midday was past and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, Come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, and unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar, as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. A measure was big back then, y'all. Look it up. Look up measure in the biblical sense. And he put the wood in order and cut the bullock in pieces and laid him on the wood and said, Fill 4 barrels with water and pour it on the burnt sacrifice, which wasn't burnt yet, and on the wood. And he said, Do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, Do it a third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. So he was basically like, I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna soak this thing with water. Like we calling down fire from heaven to burn it up. I'm gonna soak it with water. All right. It shouldn't even catch fire if some fire should appear. Okay. Verse 36. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice and the wood and the stones and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces and said, The Lord, he is the God. Now, I wouldn't have said the Lord. They would have said his name. We know that was redacted from scripture and replaced with stuff like the Lord and the Lord thy God. But let's keep going. I don't want to get no argument with, is it Yahweh, Yahuwah? Yeah, I don't want to get into that. Let's just read it as it's written here. The Lord, he is the God. Verse 40, and Elijah said unto them, Take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them. And Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon and slew them there. Now, let me pause for a minute. Well, let me keep going. And Elijah said unto Ahab, Get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. So Ahab went up to eat and to drink. So he's talking to the king. And Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, and he cast himself down upon the earth and put his face between his knees and said to his servant, Go up now, look toward the sea. And he went up and looked and said, There is nothing. And he said, Go again 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time that he said, Behold, there ariseth a little cloud out of the sea like a man's hand. And he said, Go up, saying to Ahab, Prepare thy chariot and get thee down, that the rain stop thee not. And it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain. And Ahab rode and went to Jezreel. And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. Let me continue on to this one spot in verse 9 in chapter 19. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and withal how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Let me stop there for a minute. Now, this was 450 prophets against one. And he told them that Elijah had slain the prophets with the sword. Now, we could take that literal and say that Elijah grabbed a sword and went and killed all 450 of them. But I don't think that's what happened. Because remember what I said, the priests. Okay. So Elijah here is listed as a prophet, but remember Hosea 4:6. And thou shalt be no priest to me. What did I say the priests had the ability to do? They had the ability to control all 4 elements. And they did it with speech. Now, what does the other scripture say? It says, the word of God is sharper than any 2-edged sword. So here's what I think. And again, this has been translated through how many languages from the original Hebrew? I personally think, this is Matt's opinion. Y'all do what y'all want with it. This is Matt's opinion. I think that understanding that he called down fire from heaven, and that fire burnt up that offering. I think in the same token, he spoke a word and deaded all 450 of them prophets of Baal. Because think about it. If you are you got a sword and you going up against 450 other dudes and they got swords too, if you ain't Samson, I'm not saying you can't be endowed with physical power, but I don't think, remember, he told his men to get those 450 prophets and bring them and not let one of them escape. So we can assume that they were unarmed. But at the same time, what happened? I mean, did he kill them with a sword or did he speak a word? I don't know. I just know that those prophets had the ability to speak a word and see it happen. So yeah, I mean, if you considering that these men had these dudes holding them up and like, you ain't going nowhere, and he just went one by one, he's still out there a long time. With 450, that's a lot of strikes with a sword, but we know that those men back then, they were a lot stronger than we are. So who knows? Anyway, let me keep going. Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, so let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow at this time. So Jezebel basically sent a messenger unto Elijah saying, look, if I don't do to you, if I don't slay you by tomorrow, let the gods do to me the same thing that you did to them men. And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life and came to Beersheba. So he ran, which belonged to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die and said, it is enough. So he was like, it's enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. He's like, look, I can't. I'm done with it. When he said it's enough, I'm done. Just take my life, is what he said. And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink and laid down again. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose and did eat and drink and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto the Horeb, the mount of God. So he made him eat enough to go that long journey. And he came there to a cave and lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said unto him, what doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And he said, go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great strong wind rent the mountains and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind, and after the wind an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire a still small voice. And it was so, when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in the mantle and went out and stood in the entering in of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him and said, what doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I've been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thy altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And the Lord said unto him, go return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus, and when thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king over Syria, and Jehu the son of Nimshi shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel. And Elisha the son of Shaphat and Abem Meholah shalt thou anoint to be prophet in thy room. And it shall come to pass that him that escapeth the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay, and him that escapeth from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha slay. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which has not kissed him. Okay, so then he departed from there. So the point I'm getting at, I know I took y'all all the way around the block to get you to the house next door. The point I'm making is that when you talk about this woman saying the biggest threat, it is that same Jezebel spirit. Why would Jezebel go after prophets? It's real simple. The prophets of the Most High speak truth. The word of God, the word of truth, the word of the spirit of truth, the word of the universal I am presence is sharper than any two-edged sword. That's the scripture. So the prophets were the ones that could call out the wickedness of the wicked. So she had to try her best to get rid of them. She wanted all the prophets dead so that she could do what she wanted to do in that land and sacrifice in that land unto who she wanted to sacrifice to. So here in 2024, we got the same spirit in the same place. The same spirit. But what did God say? He said, I've reserved 7,000 that have not bowed the knee. In the same token, in modern day times, he's reserved 144,000 that have not bowed the knee. They don't drink the Kool-Aid. They don't say, well, hey, these are the chosen people of God, so we got to support them in anything they do, wicked or not. We dare not say anything about them. But the real prophets know, and they're like, you ain't it. You ain't it. That's why they're the biggest threat. I'm glad you brought that up. That was divine. Because when I was putting this together for tonight, y'all, let me just take a minute. Let me get real with y'all for a minute. When I was putting these notes together this morning, when I was getting this download and putting these notes together this morning, the Spirit of the Most High gave me that word from Kings, and I didn't want to touch it. I'm like, this doesn't seem that, like, why are you giving me this? This doesn't seem to make sense. Y'all have to understand, I say this all the time. We move in linear time. The Most High sees all the possibilities. Let me share another story with y'all real quick. Yesterday, I'm out with my dad, and there's this deli he likes to go to get the sandwiches around lunchtime. And he says to me, he says, hey, boy, why don't you come pick me up in, I talk like my dad when I'm imitating him. It's so funny. He says, hey, boy, why don't you come pick me up in, and then let's go get a couple of sandwiches. It's like, all right, Dad, I ain't doing that, whatever. So boss lady, y'all know I like to say, y'all already know I ain't going back there again. Boss lady calls me up. She says, she's calling me, telling me about her work day and everything like that. And I said, hey, I'm about to, run my dad over here to his favorite deli and get some sandwiches. You want a sandwich? I'll probably just get a foot long and we can cut it in half. She's like, nah, I don't want all that bread. Just give me a wrap. So I'm like, all right, cool. I get her a wrap, whatever. And she said, get it the way you make it. Everybody know I be hooking food up, whatever. I direct traffic. I'll be like, nah, I want this right here. I want this. They know when I if I make the sandwich or if I put it together, it's gonna be delectable. That's how I move, right? Whatever. Not bragging. I love food. So when you love food, you know how to make it love you back. Whatever. Anyway, so we get in there, and my dad orders his sandwich. He orders one for somebody getting ready to take back to his job, whatever. And he says, I'm paying for yours too. I said, nah, Dad, I'm gonna do something different. Let's do it separate. You got yours. I'm gonna get mine. So I already know she don't want half this sandwich because she don't want all the bread. She just wants a wrap. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get a half a sandwich, and then I'll get a 6-inch and then get a wrap. The Holy Spirit speaks to me and says, get a full sandwich. I don't question it. I say, okay, all right. I said, I'll tell you what, nah, give me a whole one, the same way you made his, because I directed Dad's sandwich, whatever. But give me another one of those, and then give me a wrap. He makes it. I don't know why God told me to get the wrap, whatever. When it's time to pay, favor ain't fair, they say, right? When it's time to pay, I only get charged for the wrap. Sister didn't even charge me for the sandwich. She didn't even charge me for the sandwich. And I knew not to look because she knew what she was doing. So I wouldn't go say, hey, you sure? I don't do that. She charged me for just the wrap. She took both of them, bagged them both for me, but she only charged me for the wrap. I was like, wow, man, God showing me a little favor, whatever. So go home. I go back to the office. I eat my half a sandwich, whatever. And I put the other half in the fridge, and I'm like, you know what, man, this will be here tomorrow. Lo and behold, the Most High already saw that today was going to be a busy day, and I wasn't going to have time to make lunch, and I wasn't going to have time to go out and get it. Guess what? The Most High did. That was what that other half of that sandwich was for. So boom, we split that sandwich in half, ate some chips, full lunch. Full lunch. Why did I say that? Because the Most High sees the whole board. You got to listen. You just got to listen. In the realm of the divine, y'all go watch my video I did, what are spirit guides and why is it important to take their advice? Go watch that video. Go watch that video. You got a whole team on the other side that sees the whole board. We only see in linear time. We see left foot in front of right, in front of left, in front of right. They see the whole board. They see all the possibilities. Don't go over here. Go do this. All right. So that is why, I know I took y'all all the way around the block to get you to the house next door again. That is why the Most High had me do this thing with kings. I didn't question it. I didn't know I was going to be doing this. I was like, all right, Father, you know why you're telling me to do this. I don't know why. Boom, I'm going to put it down here. And lo and behold, the sister drops in here. Why do you think that she says that the biggest threat to Israel's security right now is Black Americans or the Afro-American, whatever? Now we know. Now we know. God used this story to illustrate it. I told y'all again earlier, when somebody steals something, the only person they don't want to see it is the person they stole it from. They'll show it off to everybody else. Hey, look what I got. Look what I got. Look at this beautiful new blah, blah, blah. But they know if that person that they stole it from ever sees it, they're going to demand it back. They're going to demand it back. They're going to demand it back. All right. Let me get ready to wrap this up, y'all. Let me see. All right. So, yeah, he said, I reserve 7,000 that don't drink the Kool-Aid. Some of y'all know what that looked like because you know what? It's somebody listening to this thing right now who, like me, sat in church when you were little and felt disconnected from what was going on. Disconnected from the theatrics. Hey, stand up. Everybody stands up on cue. Give God a hand praise. Everybody clapping on cue. And you like, but what if I don't feel like clapping? Like that feels so forced. Like, why can't I worship God in my own way? That dates back to me being little. You know what I mean? And but that's them 7,000 prophets that he reserved that wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid. Wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid. That saw a problem with kneeling before a crucifix with a man slumped with his head to the side and not matching the description of the people that lived in the area on top of that, but that's a story for another day. Like, why are you bowing before a cross, a human suffering device? All of this stuff, man. And you like, I could tell y'all some stories, man. I used to sit in church and wonder if I was going to one day go to hell because I didn't feel like it don't mean, listen, man, I experienced God in so many different ways, but the whole on cue, some of y'all that went to these holiness churches, y'all know, they play the music. They play the music. They play the people out there, and then the music stopped, and they stop on cue. Woo! Thank you. They start going. All right, y'all sit down. Y'all sit down. Thank you. Oh, you just sat down just like that. So you really wasn't in the spirit, or were you? I'm just saying, this is stuff I used to observe when I was little and I had questions. Now I know. Now I know. Now I know. Now I know. I don't think, I don't believe, I know. I told y'all, man, I don't believe in God. I know God. You don't need to believe once you know. Belief is for those things that you do not know. If I tell you it's an ice cream truck outside and you don't hear it, you don't hear that. It's an ice cream truck outside. Really? You either gonna believe it or not believe it. But if you out there ordering ice cream, you don't believe there's an ice cream truck out there. You know there's an ice cream truck because you ordering your ice cream off of it. You know what I mean? So just because I said that was me, I was a lapsed Catholic before my first confession. I used to question the nuns because it made no sense. Right. I told y'all, man, you come into this. This is the thing I used to have, and I don't know why God got me on this tip. I'm gonna read one more thing, and we're gonna get off of here. That's funny because I put in the bottom of my notes identity and prophecy, and we are talking identity. Like I didn't even get to the way I thought I was gonna get to it, but here we are. So yeah, just the stuff that didn't make sense, y'all. The stuff that didn't make sense, but that's that. I've said this before, and this was my rub with this whole notion of salvation. So I'm like, if the scripture said, let's go there. Let's go there. I can show you better than I can tell you. Let's go there. All right. Let me bring this up on the screen real quick, y'all. Thank y'all for being here tonight, by the way. I know I've thanked y'all again, but I can't thank y'all enough, man. I really appreciate y'all. I do. Y'all make it easier for me to do what I do here. Jeremiah, the first chapter, the verses 4 through 5. Jeremiah 1, verses 4 through 5. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So tell me now, if the Most High knew you before he formed you in the womb and then sanctified you, which means set you aside, it doesn't mean cleansed you with anointing oil or holy water. It didn't. People take sanctified and mix that up with sanitize. They're two different words. Sanctify and sanitize are two very different words. When you're sanctifying something, you're setting it aside for a special purpose. Okay, for a special purpose. So if he knew you before he formed you in the womb and sanctified you as a prophet to the nations, then tell me, how is it that you're born unsaved and you got to quote unquote give your life to Christ and get saved? If he knew you before you came here, so you're telling me that he knew you before you were formed in the womb, which means your energy existed outside of this realm. All right, and then he set you apart and ordained you as a prophet to the nations. If all of that happened before you were born, then how in the world are you a quote unquote sinner who needs to be saved? Otherwise, you're going to hell. Y'all see the flaw in that? Does that make sense? It doesn't. It doesn't. But those false doctrines are designed to keep you in the low vibrational energy of fear. Because when you fear someone, they have control over you. They have the ability to control you when you fear them. Ooh, oh, man, Pastor said if I don't do this, I'm going to hell. Really? So he sent you here and then said, nah, psych, I'm just kidding. You go to hell. I don't like you. You drank a beer. You had a glass of wine. Go to hell. You smoked a cigarette. Go to hell. You smoked a blunt. Go to hell. Really? Really? But he said he knew you before he formed you in the womb, and he set you apart for a special purpose. Maybe it wasn't to be a prophet to the nations. Everybody got a different path they came here to walk. Check your North Node. Check your Pluto. Okay? Everybody got a different purpose they came here for. What did he change his mind after you were born? Nah, he was an ugly baby. Now I got to get rid of you. Come on, y'all. Come on. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. All right? So, identity and prophecy. Identity. Let me give y'all one more identity nugget before we get off of here. I've lectured on this one before. Several times. Let's go here, because I'm going to show y'all something. Biggest threat. Man, go sit down. I can't believe that. I can't believe she let that out of her mouth. You know, y'all got to understand something. You can't get upset when people say stuff, because here's the truth. The truth is, when somebody low vibrational speaks, especially if they speak on you, all they do is tip their hand and show who they are, what they are. So let them talk. Let them talk. Listen, truth is the table. The lies are the cards that build the house on top of the table. When you pull one lie, one card, and that whole house comes crashing down, and you knock them cards off the table, guess what? The table's still standing. That table's the truth. All right. Matthew 5:13. This is the Messiah talking. This is the Messiah addressing the Israelites that lived in the land. He said, y'all are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its savior, wherewith shall it be salted? The earth. Wherewith shall the earth be salted? How the earth going to be salted if the salt has lost its ability to do what it does? What does salt do? Salt seasons, it flavors, and it preserves. Okay? But if the salt has lost its savor, its ability to do what it does, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden under foot of men. They were being trodden under foot of men and had been for some 3 centuries, or a little bit, 3 centuries and some change. First the Greeks, and then came the Romans. They had them cast down in their own house and talking down to them, talking to them any kind of way, treating them like they were nothing. You uncivilized bunch. Y'all go watch the Book of Clarence, man. James Samuel touched on that a little bit. Some of them scenes with them Roman soldiers get you mad. They get you mad because it's like, man, y'all ain't even from here. Y'all telling us what to do on our own land. But that stuff was prophesied to happen in Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26. I could do a whole nother. I did a video on those 2 chapters. And maybe I'll go over those in a different live. I don't want this to run into the 3-hour range, so I'm not gonna do that tonight. But he said, y'all are the salt of the earth. So now when you look around, what does salt do? Salt seasons, adds. What is seasoning for? It is to bring out the flavor of, enhance the flavor. It is to bring out the true essence of the flavor of something that you're about to eat. You eat it bland, and then you put a little bit, just the right amount of salt on it. You like, whoa. All right. Now, when you look at seasoning, who dances, who sings, who creates, who does whatever, the same way that these people he was talking to does it. Look around the earth. You want to know who's dominating? Look at who's copying. Look who's copying who. Okay. This just came to me. I was supposed to show y'all another video. I just wanted to throw that out there. We're talking about identity. Y'all work on that. Who's the salt of the earth? Who was he talking to? Who's he talking to? Okay. Skip down to verse 16. He said, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works, which you do. That's good. And glorify your Father in heaven. Does that mean men gonna see you doing what you do great and saying, oh God, thank you for this person? They might in the privacy of their homes. But the truth of the matter is, when they're telling you that you're good and God made you, guess what? They're telling God he good. This is why I tell people on the flip side, man, if you mad at me for doing what God sent me here to do, you don't like my message, you ain't mad at me. You mad at who sent me. And you can't beat him. You can't beat him. So be careful. If somebody is telling you that you did something great, my mother used to tell me this when I was little. She's like, Matt, if you think a girl is pretty, tell her she's pretty. She said that girls like to hear that. She said ladies love to hear that. I was like, okay. That became a regular practice of mine, even to this day. I'm a complete stranger. If she's beautiful, whatever, I might compliment her on her hair or something, whatever. You know, it's gonna be tasteful, of course, but that's something my mother instilled in me. But guess what? When I'm complimenting her and her beauty, I'm really complimenting God because God created her. That's what that means when it says, let your light so shine before men that they might see your good works and glorify your Father, which is in heaven. When you compliment, when somebody sees something good that you're doing and they're showing you appreciation, they're really giving it to the Creator who created you. That's how that works. And when somebody come by in a Maserati, you compliment, hey man, you got a nice car. Hey, thanks, man. That's a compliment to Maserati because they built that car. If they be like, man, that's an ugly car, that ain't on you. You just driving it. That's on the manufacturer. Y'all got to understand how this stuff works. All right, let me get this off of here and show y'all this video real quick. Flavor, that's right, Flavor. She said, yes, God answered my question through you. I so appreciate your platform. Thank you, Just Because. I appreciate it. I'm just here doing the work that I came here to do. I'm just doing the work that God sent me here to do. All right. Tour Girl said, yup, it's the continuation of Spain and Portugal brainwashing they did to us before. Absolutely. But you know what, Tour Girl? These souls recycle. So guess what? There's some souls here that were in ancient Spain right now. They're back. And guess what? They didn't drink the Kool-Aid then, and they ain't drinking the Kool-Aid now. That's them 7,000 he's talking about. God knows who he can count on. So when he needs something done, he sends the same people in. You know what? I know they're going to get it done. I said this in my video about chosen one. What does it mean to be a chosen one? God ain't got no losses on his record. So if he sent you, you already won. You just got to go through the motions. God don't pick nobody who won't put his first L on his record. He's flawless, so he ain't gonna pick a flawed person. He ain't gonna listen. People do, I'm beautifully flawed. You know what? Yeah, that might be true, but you're gonna do what he brought you here to do, because there's no failure in him. So if he actually chose you, you already won. All you got to do is just go through it. Like Elijah, man, they just taking me now, Lord. Jezebel, she done got everybody else. She want to get me. No, I sent you in here to be the bait so I could deal with them. I sent you to be the bait. The other ones, they were here to help them collect that karma. When you show up, you the arbiter of karma. That's why I tell y'all, man, y'all better watch how y'all treat some of these people to show up in your life. Y'all better watch how y'all treat some of these people to show up in your life. There's people walking this earth that are the arbiters of karma. They're here to help you through your karma or to help make sure you get your karma. Y'all better watch. So Elijah, by the time Elijah showed up, he's like, no. All them other ones, and y'all got to understand that life is eternal. So all the people tell me, well, like, would God sacrifice those other prophets or whatever? It's a part of the game. When you got two chess masters going at each other, sometimes that chess master might sacrifice a certain player on his chessboard to get that king on the other one and win that game. When the game is over, all them pieces come right back. Life is the same way. It's the same way. Baseball. I used to hate going up to bat and we had a guy at second base or at third and the coach tells you to hit a fly ball, try to hit a deep fly ball. It's like, okay, I'm the sacrifice then. I'm gonna get out. I ain't gonna get on base, but guess what? By my driving that ball deep, a deep fly ball, that guy right there, third base or second base, depending on how fast he is, he can tag up and go home. He can run home. So you sacrifice this batter to get this guy in to home plate. And maybe this batter, maybe Matt ain't a home run ball hitter. So maybe he's like, hey, you know what, man? Rather than get Matt up there to strike out or trying to hit a deep ball, trying to hit a home run, Matt, I want you to make contact, try to hit it clean, drive a deep fly ball, and so this guy can tag up. So it's called a sacrifice fly. It's called a sacrifice fly. And you know what? At the end of the day, my team won. So did it hurt? That's how this stuff works, y'all. That's how it works. Put it together. Put it together. So, what's this last thing I want to do with y'all? I'm supposed to show y'all this video. So we've talked about tonight. We talked about this anti-S word bill that's getting passed, that was passed by the House that has got to go to the Senate next. Y'all listen, don't bemoan none of that stuff. All of that stuff is happening. My guess is that it is going to pass the Senate and the president ain't gonna sign off on it. That's my guess. And then you ain't gonna be able to say nothing about the Zionist regime in Israel. But that's being done for a reason. It's being done for a reason. Remember, when God got an occasion against you, you know, it's so funny. Y'all, I'm gonna say this too. When they were doing all of this stuff with Iran and they were talking about the different defense mechanisms they have, Iron Dome and David's sling, and then the Samson option, which is like the worst or whatever. They don't want to go to that. I'm thinking to myself, man, them ancestors, man, they must be like really hot right now with people disrespecting their name and putting it on some stuff that, and here's what I'm getting at. I'm like, y'all really don't even know who Samson was. Samson was indestructible. Samson was indestructible. The reason why Samson died, Samson was created to be a champion for Israel and indomitable. So he truly was indestructible. But guess what? When they burnt, and remember, when you read that scripture, God sent Samson here with that taste for foreign women in his mouth, because he sent him here to get to infiltrate the Philistines and get somebody who was too punk to get on the battlefield and get dealt with. Okay, this is the person pulling the strings. This is the person that's pulling the strings behind my people being oppressed by these people. I'm gonna send a champion in there. So let me let him prove himself on the battlefield first. But I'm gonna send him here with that taste for them foreign women, because that's the only way he gonna get who I really want to get up out of there. Because that person ain't gonna never show himself. Okay, so Samson was indestructible, but the reason why Samson died was because he asked to. He asked to. Go back and read the scripture. Samson did not want to live without his eyes. He didn't. Samson loved women. He loved looking at them. So he's like, look, if I ain't got my eyes, my life ain't even worth. He said it ain't worth living. So he said, give me my strength back. His strength had already returned because his hair was growing. They weren't paying attention after they shaved it. They should have kept giving him a haircut, but they was too busy feeling themselves. So he prayed and asked the Most High. Listen, when you are he said, you'll be no priest to me, Hosea 4:6. When you are a priest of the Most High, you're endowed with powers. Samson had physical power. This is why the true priests of the Most High, they're not killed. They ask for death. It said that Christ, aka the Messiah, gave up the ghost. He gave it up. He didn't have to die. He gave up the ghost. Samson asked to die with them. He said, if I ain't got my eyes, then let me go with him. Let this be my last hurrah. And then he tore down the whole structure. Okay. What did they say Elijah just asked? Elijah asked to die. Was not Elijah one of the ones like Enoch that was just taken, that never tasted death? He knew. The real ones, they don't die. They have to ask for it. They have to ask to be taken. This is what they ain't teaching in church, y'all. This is what you got to understand. This whole thing is spiritual. This is spiritual, and it's about relationship with the Most High. This ain't got nothing to do with no religious practices. If you watch enough near-death experience videos, you find out it ain't no religion on the other side. Ain't no religion, ain't no church, ain't no worship houses on the other side. All right, let me play this last video, y'all. Let me play this last video. Y'all, I ain't even mean to go down this path I went down tonight, but you know what? As my mother used to say, to God be the glory. There it is. All right, let me see. This is a Christian pastor by the name of Rick Wiles. Y'all check this out. Check out what he said here. I'm gonna play a few of his videos. Here we go. Shout out to Rick Wiles, man. He ain't scared to speak truth. I got mad respect for, and I told y'all, just because I no longer call myself a Christian, I don't down nobody. I know my background. I know how I came up. Okay. If somebody invited me to a church service with them, I would probably go, if it depending on who it was. It ain't gonna be no more of that snake handler church stuff that I saw at the age of 18 at Fort Polk, Louisiana. We ain't doing that no more. But anyway, here we go. I have to tell y'all that story one day if I've never told y'all. Put it in the chat if y'all remember me telling that story, or just say no if I didn't, because that was a funny one too. But I'll do that another day. Here we go.
There's an easy way to know if you are controlled. Is there somebody or something that you're not allowed to criticize? Simple as that. If you lived in Nazi Germany, you couldn't criticize the Nazi Party. If you lived in the Soviet Union, you couldn't criticize the Communist Party of Russia. If you live in China right now, you can't criticize the Chinese Communist Party. If you live in North Korea, you can't criticize Kim Jong-un. If you live in Cuba, you can't criticize the Cuban Communist Party. If you live in America, who can't you criticize? Who can't you criticize in America?
And according to him, that's who runs the country. Who really runs the country and pulls the strings is who you can't criticize. I can't say that he's lying. I would say no lies told here. But let's play this one. He's very outspoken. Very outspoken. And by the way, I've never heard him labeled an anti-Semite. Wonder why that is. Anyway.
Most of America's conservatives are paid shills for Zionism. And true conservatives in this country need to wake up and stop supporting these fakes. If you call yourself a Christian, then support people who are Christian. This stuff of using the flag and the cross to justify mass murder, I'm done with that stuff. I'm not even tolerating it anymore. I'm not saying, well, we have different points of view. No, you're the devil.
Look at this headline, though. This is from Heratz. This is what he says here. I come here also as a Jew.
This is the American Secretary of State.
Right. So with Netanyahu, Blinken pledges that the U.S. has Israel's back. But to lead with that as saying, I come here also as a Jew.
What if he went to Paris and said, I come here as a Caucasian? What would people say?
Oh, that's racist.
If he went to London and said, I come as an Anglo-Saxon.
Racist.
But he can go to Israel and say, I'm here as a Jew.
Oh, yes. Welcome.
The double standards, and the racial superiority.
And he is Jewish.
Most of the Biden administration is Jewish.
Oh, that's the most diverse administration in American history, Rick.
Yes.
That's what they mean by
Oh, y'all, my bad. I just got a text that I wasn't showing it. Golly, y'all had such a perfect record. I had such a perfect record. Let me back that up. My bad, family. Got to go back to the drawing board. Oh, man. Here we go. My bad, y'all. That's all right.
Most of America's conservatives are paid shills for Zionism. And true conservatives in this country need to wake up and stop supporting these fakes. If you call yourself a Christian, then support people who are Christian. This stuff of using the flag and the cross to justify mass murder, I'm done with that stuff. I'm not even tolerating it anymore. I'm not saying, well, we have different points of view. No, you're the devil.
Look at this headline, though. This is from Heratz. This is what he says here. I come here also as a Jew.
This is the American Secretary of State.
Right. So with Netanyahu, Blinken pledges that the U.S. has Israel's back. But to lead with that as saying, I come here also as a Jew.
What if he went to Paris and said, I come here as a Caucasian? What would people say?
Oh, that's racist.
If he went to London and said, I come as an Anglo-Saxon.
Racist.
But he can go to Israel and say, I'm here as a Jew.
Oh, yes. Welcome.
The double standards,
And
the racial superiority.
And he is Jewish.
Most of the Biden administration is Jewish.
Oh, that's the most diverse administration in American history, Rick.
Yes.
That's what they mean by diverse. This is their initial interchange as Secretary Blinken meets Benjamin Netanyahu.
See, sorry, it's under these circumstances. We're here, we're not going anywhere. See, sorry, it's under these circumstances. We're here, we're not going anywhere.
Here, we're not going anywhere.
That's right. We're committed to this.
And Netanyahu said, of course you're not going anywhere. We own you. Where would you go? We've got dirt on every politician in America. What do you think Jeffrey Epstein was doing? Of course you're not going anywhere.
That's below the belt, is it? Or no, maybe not. I don't know. Y'all tell me if that was a clean punch. Whoo! Some Christians support Israel to force the second coming. You can't force. Listen, everything happens on divine. I hear what you're saying, just because, and I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm saying, generally speaking, you cannot force anything that's in divine timing. What's in divine time? Like, God sees all the moves. I told you on the other side. Y'all go watch my video. What was it called? What are spirit guides and why is it so important to follow their advice? Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up on the screen. What I realized the other day too, y'all, is that I cannot show these videos on the I mean, I can't put a link in the chat box because you can't click it. So y'all could just like write this down or whatever. But let me see.
Is not an attempt to enforce the law. Rather, this ICC attempt is an attempt to paralyze Israel's very ability to defend itself.
Oh, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. See, I had this up to show y'all, and I forgot to do it. I didn't mean to click on that. And this, I guess the Most High wanted me to show this to y'all. So stand by. Stand by. Y'all, with this North Node in Aries, this is war season, and war looks like information war too. It ain't just hot and weapons, it's information. Clean, such a clean punch. This is why they want to cancel TikTok. Exactly, sustainable. Exactly. All right, let's see what's going on with him, y'all.
This threat by the ICC is not an attempt to enforce the law. Rather, this ICC attempt is an attempt to paralyze Israel's very ability to defend itself.
By the way, y'all, this is the Times of India. Again, another alternative news source. If you want to get away from the mainstream Western media and just see what other opinions are out there, and then make your own informed decision. Again, I talked about that. I won't beat that drum anymore. But you can't just go with your standard MSNBC, CNN, NBC, Fox, ABC, all of that. You got to see what other journalists are covering in other countries, because they may show you something that you're not seeing in the Western media. Here we go.
Fighting an enemy that violates every rule of war, including holding 133 Israeli men, women, and children hostage. Who's the ICC targeting? The democracy called Israel. And in targeting Israel, the ICC would be targeting all democracies, because it would be undermining their inherent right to defend themselves against savage terrorism and wanton aggression. Clearly, this threat by the ICC is not an attempt to enforce the law. Israel is not even subject to the court's jurisdiction, and it has an independent legal system that rigorously investigates all violations of the law. Rather, this ICC attempt is an attempt to paralyze Israel's very ability to defend itself. The government and people of Israel reject outright this grave threat to our security, this grave threat to our very existence. And I want to assure you, no ICC action will impact Israel's ironclad determination to achieve the goals of our war with Hamas terrorists. We will destroy Hamas's military and governing capabilities in Gaza. We will release all our hostages, and we will ensure that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again. Israel expects the leaders of the free world to stand firmly against the ICC outrageous assault on Israel's inherent right of self-defense. We expect them to use all the means at their disposal to stop this dangerous move. 6 months after the terrible Hamas massacre of October 7th, 80 years after the horrors of the Holocaust, the Jewish state calls on decent people everywhere to reject this outrage by the ICC, to stand with Israel as we fight the barbarians of Hamas and Iran, and as we work to secure a more peaceful world.
So if you're looking at, if y'all are reading these captions, basically what they're saying is that any attempt by Israel's position is any attempt by the ICC or the International Criminal Court to come after Netanyahu and some of his generals or whatever, or people in his cabinet, whatever. Any attempt to come after them would result in them doing something. It would result in them collapsing the Palestinian Authority. So it's a high stakes game of chess, y'all. They're positioning, posturing, all of this stuff. But the irony here is the same stuff they're accusing Hamas of. It's like, just roll a tape back to 1948. You know what I mean? And what happened in 1948. There's plenty of documentaries out there. Y'all go look at some of them documentaries on Al Jazeera. The documentaries. A lot of people know, oh no, there's Al Jazeera. They're supported by Qatar or whatever. Just look at the documentary and then ask yourself, does it feel like lies or truth, or is there anything in the middle? Y'all got to look at, you can't just look at the right hand. I mean, you need a right hand and a left hand. You know what I mean? So anyway, you just get tired of the one-sided reporting. That's the problem. And that goes back to the whole Jezebel thing. Hey, you know what? Let's get rid of these righteous prophets because they're the only ones who could truly oppose the prophets of Baal, who are the people we propped up because we want all of the righteous driven out of this land, blah, blah, blah. Same stuff, y'all. There's nothing new under the sun. All right, show that under fair use. Thank you to the Times of India for providing this this news that gives us a different perspective of what is going on, a perspective that's different from the same old one we get all the time from the Western media. So shout out to them. All right, so again, I clicked on that because I guess I was supposed to show y'all that. Yeah, we didn't do that. Okay, we're done. All right, so let me show y'all another Rick Wiles video, and then we'll get ready to wrap this up. Is that the one I just showed, or? Okay. This is Rick Wiles talking about the history of the states. And I'm going to make sure I'm showing it on the screen this time. Here we go.
Most Christian Zionists in America have no idea that the people living in Israel are not native, the area of Palestine, Israel, whatever you want to call it. They were not born there. They immigrated from Europe.
Ashkenazi Jews.
They were Ashkenazi Jews who came in from Europe and with the rifle took the land. God didn't give it to them. They took it at the point of a rifle shooting Arabs, and they killed Muslims and Christians. They slaughtered them, massacres, women, children, horrible massacres. That is the history of Israel, 1948. And I dare any Christian Zionist to prove me wrong, because I can show you the historical records of the massacres that took place in 48. It was horrible, absolutely horrible, the people who were killed. And because of that, the Arabs developed a fury, an anger that European Ashkenazis just flooded in to Palestine and violently pushed them off their land.
All right, y'all. I didn't want to do it, but I'm being guided to read this piece from my blog titled "What Fuels White Supremacy," because it feeds right into this. Okay. Oh, they just attacked my website. Let me see. The website is under maintenance. Check back tomorrow. Who knew? Who knew? That has never happened, y'all. That has never happened. I guess I'm not reading that one tonight. Maybe another day. I ain't never seen that. I have never seen that, and I've had my blog for going on 10 years. Look at that. Let me show y'all. I mean, in case y'all think I'm capping, this has never happened. Let me show y'all. This is how real this spiritual war is. Y'all, look, I'm glad this happened. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. This is real. This is real, y'all. That's my website. That has never happened. I didn't take it offline. That's my website. Be back soon. The website is under maintenance. Check back tomorrow. I didn't do that. Okay. All right. That is y'all listen, this war is real. This war is real. That's all right. That's all right, Jezebel. I see you out there, Jezebel. That's all right. That's all right. Who's doing the main? Exactly. It ain't me. It ain't me. Let me read one more thing here, y'all. That's all right. That's all right, because you can't stop this. Watch this. Let me pull the sword out again. He said it's sharper than any two-edged sword. Let me pull the sword out. Yup, Torah girl, it's like that. Let me pull the sword out. See, this will happen. This will happen. That's all right. This is what they running from, y'all. I'm gonna read this and we're gonna get out of here. Y'all got questions, drop them in the chat. I'm gonna read this. All you're doing is inviting karma on your own head. Karma. Here we go. Obadiah. We talked about identity. We're going to talk about prophecy. Speaking of identity, we'll go back to that later. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Who is he talking to? Who is he talking to? Y'all figure that one out. Verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, or from there will I bring you down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? Will they not have stolen till they had enough? Pay attention and put that in context with modern times, y'all. I'm going to read that again without the parenthetical part. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to thy border, or to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread hath laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Taman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. This is what's coming. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou, Esau, was one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Remember, when that siege of Jerusalem started, people were trying to get out of the city, and this is history, y'all can read it. People were trying to get out of the city, but Esau was like, nah, y'all ain't going nowhere. Okay, that's what verse 14 is referencing. And that happened well in advance. This book of Obadiah came out long before the siege of Jerusalem. This is how you know these men saw the future, okay? Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. That verse 15, is some folks afraid of that. Verse 16, but God said his word don't return void. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. They ain't possessing it right now. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines. And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria. And Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad or Spain, shall possess the cities of the south. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. All right. And as one last piece of prophecy, I can't let y'all miss this right here, because I got to read this every time. Jeremiah 16:19 is coming. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge. In the day of their affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. They're already saying it. Jump on TikTok. They're already saying it. Or check out Redirecting School of Something by Deborah Yah. Her channel's on YouTube. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Yahuwah. I can't believe them mofos came from my website, y'all. I can't believe that. It's all good, though. It's all good. I ain't no better than them people of old that got, persecuted. I'm not better than they are. So it is what it is. Here we go. Y'all hold this on the way out. Since y'all want to come for people's websites, y'all hold this on the way out. Hold this for me on the way out. Y'all hold this. Y'all hold this for me on the way out. Let me share this to the screen. Hold on. Let me get it set up. Y'all hold this. See, this ain't me saying this. You need to sweep around your own front door, as they say. This ain't me saying this. Y'all hold this on the way out. Hold this for me. Check my earlier post, complete and hold T. I'm gonna come back to that. Y'all hold this. Y'all hold this for me on the way out the door. What it is, all right? And then
is another question is why America needs Israel? There is no oil like in other Middle Eastern countries. There's nothing they can be attracted to. But why do they do all these things? Why do they invest money, bring white people and so on? When they build their system of white supremacy, just like in America, they build in Israel. Why? And I can tell you why. Because the true Jews, according to the Bible, you can check it in the Bible, you can read Job 30 and some other places. They have never been white. They have been people of color. And they have not stopped in Ethiopia. They were in Ethiopia, Sudan, and they have settled in West Africa. From West Africa, they have been taken as slaves to America. Brothers and sisters, blacks of America, it's you. You are the true Hebrews. You are the true Hebrews from the Bible. America gonna do everything, gonna invest as much money as it has, and gonna fight as much wars as they can, gonna invite as much weapons as they can, just to hide this away from you. Gonna take Israel, gonna bring white people here, and to tell you these are the Jews. Gonna kill you, gonna kill Arabs, gonna mistreat white people like this guy, just to tell you this lie that you are nobody and we are the Jews with all the history and so on. It has been deleted, your history. You don't know who you are. Don't forget about it. This is why America has been taking your history away, never to find out that it's all about you. I'm telling you this, please. I don't ask you to come to Israel and to start a revolution. I'm just asking you to start thinking this way, to believe me a little bit, because I'm living in Israel and I'm part of this injustice. I really believe that people like me and you, we can bring the justice back. Thank you.
Can't let it rest. Can't let it rest. Can't let it rest. Gonna hold on to it to the end. I get it. Trust me, I do. Power is never given. It's always seized. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all hold this for me. This clarifies what he just said. This clarifies what he just said. Can't let it rest. Y'all ain't doing nothing but building up. It's too late in the game to be building up karma, man. If they only knew where we were in the timeline, okay, in the cosmic timeline, it's too late to be building up karma. You ain't gonna get to pay it back in another lifetime. It's dropping. Karma is instant right now, y'all. Karma is instant. I'm telling you, I've seen it. It's instant right now. Psalms 83, keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's Psalms 83 and 1 through 4. All right? All right? Can't let it rest. Can't let it rest, can you? Got to just keep coming. That's okay. You ain't doing nothing but building karma. I wish you knew. I wish you knew. It don't even have to be like that, man. I wish you knew. I wish you knew. Here we go. Hold this one for me, too. Hold this one for me.
Hi, shalom from Israel. This is Ola, the daughter of Jethro. And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. But you are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us, the Gentiles, we do need you. We need you to come and pray because you are our saviors. You're the one that was chosen by Yahweh to live in this land, not the Jewish people, it's you. You were stolen from Africa. They deceived you. They told you that you are slaves, but you actually the children of Israel. And it's time just to come back. Come for your people, come back for us, come back for the whole Gentiles, because only you gonna save us. So please come back to Zion.
Only you gonna save us. Huh. Let's see if that's in scripture anywhere. Only you gonna save us. Y'all done slapped the dog who was minding his own business, sleep. Dog was sleeping. She said, come back. She said, only you can save us. Let's see if that's in scripture anywhere, y'all. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Isaiah 49:6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. Only you going to save us. That thou mayest be my salvation until the end of the earth. Man, I'm not the one y'all want to mess with, man. Y'all better come for somebody who don't know this book. Y'all better come for somebody who don't know this book. I ain't the one y'all. I promise you, I ain't the one y'all want to mess with. I promise you, I ain't the one y'all want to mess with, man. Y'all, nah. Because the word of God is sharper than any two-edged sword. Promise y'all, I ain't the one. I don't bother nobody, man. I'm just out here trying to do what the Most High put me on this planet to do, and y'all out here messing with me. What did the guy say in the cartoon? Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. Put him up. Come on, put him up. Minding my business, man. Walking down the street, minding my own business. Y'all hold this for me too. Hold this for me. Anyway, it's your boy Matt.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
In Hebrew, we say, Shavu Banim Legulan, and the sons will return to their borders.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. And look at what popped up here. I wasn't even looking for this. This is the last one, y'all, that we're going to get out of here. Is that the U.S. versus Russia? What is going on, y'all? Once upon a time, Russia wouldn't dare challenge the U.S. military. Y'all think Rome ain't falling? The same stuff that happened in Rome is happening right now. Now I'm gonna have to vet this. I'm gonna have to cross-check this against some other ones, but how much time y'all think we got, man? That don't matter. It's a U.S. base. Or was. Times of India. Fair use.
From breaking news, detailed analysis, in-depth interviews.
In West Africa, tensions are running high as Russian and American troops share the same military base in Niger.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Yeah, you see the title. Are we witnessing the last days of the modern Roman Empire? Read your history. Read your history. Rome ran its course. Early Rome 1.0 ran its course. It's looking like Rome 2.0 has run its course. So, all right, y'all, I'm about done here. Listen, I appreciate y'all being here tonight, man. I wasn't trying to go over 3 hours. It just, I was kind of thrown for a loop. And again, sometimes the Most High takes you in a different direction. I didn't know I was going in the direction I was going in. If you saw my notepad, you see how short the notes were. It just happens like that sometimes. Let me read some last few messages here. Yo, I thank y'all for being here tonight, man. Y'all are the greatest, man. I mean, for y'all to come in here and hang out as long as you do, y'all, that means a lot. That means a lot to me. And I hope I'm giving y'all the love that y'all are giving to me, man. I hope I'm giving it to y'all too, man. Okay, Complete and Whole T said, check my earlier post. Let me go up there and find it. Complete and Whole T. Maybe, oh, right there. Okay, I see it. When you get a chance, take a look at the Jerusalem Declaration on Anti-Semitism, definition section C. I tried to copy and paste it here, but it wouldn't. It talks about what is not anti-Semitism. If I understand the bill before the Senate correctly, everything in that bill is considered not anti-Semitism in the Jerusalem Declaration. What? Shut the front door. All right, let me write that down. Let me put that in my notes right now. You said check the Jerusalem Declaration of Anti-Semitism. I'm searching that as soon as I get off of here. Thank you so much. Jerusalem Declaration. So again, y'all are talking about Judaism versus Zionism. And I think the rub, most people in the world don't have a problem with Judaism. People have a problem with Zionism because it looks like ancient Roman imperialism. And y'all, the same playbook that they ran here in these United States. Oh, well, you know, we want to come and colonize we want to set up small colonies from Europe because we're being persecuted for our religious preferences. And then the locals, the local, I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there with identity. Y'all know what it is. Y'all do your history. I'm not gonna be on here reteaching this stuff because at this stage, like I said before, I ain't trying to change nobody's opinions or nothing, man. We too close to the end. It's time's up. This is the part of my dream for those of y'all that watched that video where I shared the dream that I had 30-something years ago when I was a young soldier in Kuwait on temporary assignment, temporary duty in Kuwait, and I told y'all about that end times dream I had, that prophetic dream where I looked at the hour and I'm like, man, I got to get my own boots and uniform ready. This inspection is right around the corner. That's where we at right now. I ain't trying to change your opinion. If you think what you want at this point, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like my girl Anya says, it's a Reynolds wrap. I ain't trying to change nobody's opinion now. It's too late. It's too late. Too late in the game. I'm trying to rack up some bonus points so I can eat good in the world to come. Because I know who gonna be running the world to come. So I'm trying to make him proud. Rest of y'all, you know. And when I'm talking about y'all, I ain't talking about my family in here because I love y'all, man. I do. Y'all, man, y'all school me. I come in here to present information, man, and y'all school me. I love it. I love it. It talks about what, yeah. I love it. So what's up, Worldwide Media? What's up? That's fam right there. What's up, Worldwide? Let me see. Just because said that was me, I was allowed. Okay, yeah. So I don't know how I missed that earlier, Complete. So thank you so much. I don't know how I missed that. They scared we coming back for our stuff. Yeah, but here's the thing, Angel. It ain't us. You see, listen, what is that? There's a prophecy scripture that says you've ransomed us from the hand of him that was too powerful for us or whatever. That's a scripture too. We ain't in a position to do nothing other than what we're doing right now, which is speaking, using your voice. I told you, the enemy is afraid for you to use your voice, so they try to make you afraid to use your voice. That voice is a weapon. It's a sword. It's a sword. Okay. Yeah. So we ain't coming. They problem ain't with us. They problem with the Most High. They problem it's with the Most High. It ain't with us. What position? Look, listen. Man, don't even get me started on Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rosewood, and them. Anytime our people have tried to just be like, look, we're gonna have our own stuff. Y'all just leave us alone. Who do they think they are? Burn it down. You know? Monk Mode said I did 110 pull-ups this morning and I still feel powerless without the Most High. Monk Mode, man. Monk Mode, I did 22, man. I did 22 pull-ups. I got to work on my game, bro. I got to work on my game. If you pull 110, now tell me you did them straight. I don't think you did them. You had to do those in sets. Now, if you did them straight, you straight beast mode, man. You need to have a YouTube channel, Monk Mode. If you're doing 110 pull-ups, you need to have it. You need a YouTube channel, man. Go ahead and eat off that. Let's see. Let me keep going down these comments. Because we're the true Hebrews and they know. Yep. It is written, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Yep. And that turn is happening right here in this 8 year, because that's the energy of the 8. That's the energy of the 8. Okay, I saw that. Let's see. Speak on it. Speak it. Thank you. That was me. I saw that one. Yep, it's the continuation of Spain. Portugal saw that one. Yes, God answered my question. Thank you again, just because. I appreciate the insights. Thanks for the work of love. Thank you, Tora Girl. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you keeping me on my toes. You do. I appreciate that. I really do. Let's see. Sustainable said, amen. I pray for his protection. Yeah. He's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. When God got his hand on you, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Blinker is a dual citizen. Who knew? I didn't know that. So just hear it. I could. Okay. That's when I straightened out the video. Okay. Whoa. Finally, some of them get more. Yeah. Some Christians support Israel to force the second coming. Yeah, we saw that one. That was the secret handshake. Y'all don't miss nothing. Y'all don't miss a thing. Let's see. Put a link in the notes. Which one? Put a link to which one? Just because I've forgotten already. You know what? If you would leave it in a comment under the video, and that way I'll know to come back. So please put it in the comment under the video, because I'm going to wrap this up. Clean, such a clean punch. I saw that one. TikTok is smoking hot. Sure is. His mouth is so slippy, no doubt. Every time I look at at BB, I have a visceral reaction. Well, if he would just be honest and eat a cheesesteak and wear a Philadelphia Eagles jersey and a hat, maybe we'll soften up to him. I don't know. It looks like she's handcuffed to a bed. I'm not sure what that was. He's anti-anointed and the Most High anointed ones. Thanks, man. Yep. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Look at his behavior and find the similarity. I said that in the last video. The irony, you're doing the same thing that was done to you in 1940s Germany. Now you're doing it to somebody else. Israelis, not Israelites. Exactly. I read that last week. They're here. Eagles, stars. Interesting. Yep. So let it be. Check my earlier post. Saw that. You speak a strong word with power. Thank you, just because. This is why that Jezebel said that she was about. Yeah, exactly. Matt, the attack on your website is just confirmation you're doing what the Most High sent you to do. Thank you, Sustainable. They're running scared. The time clock is on target. Yeah, listen, you can't stop. You can't stop the clock. You can't stop prophecy. Earlier, I could not cut and paste from the Jerusalem Declaration website. Wow. Don't be troubled. They're scared. Is this current? Yeah, it is current. That was 4 hours ago. If you're talking about that Russia and U.S. are in the same place. Look, they this country has definitely seen its best days. You can't even get good food anymore, man. Just eating in restaurants anymore. It's crazy. All of them are, all in welfare recipients. Yep. And they're trying to push that universal basic income here now. Esau is out. Jacob is coming in. That's the scripture. 2 Esdras 6 and 9. Stay positive. Thanks. Thank you, Matt. You're welcome. Sustainable. Check this after the podcast. Modern Zionism is white national. Yeah, exactly. Just because. Oh, okay. Somebody said my site is back up. Check this. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stay on it. Check this later. Abigail, Lucy Marie, the original text of the Lord's Prayer. I saw that. I did see that. Couldn't paste the link. All right. So the website's back up. I was going to get off of here, but I'm going to show y'all. I'm just going to show y'all. I'll paste it in here, even though you can't click it. Give me a second here. That is so funny. Y'all. It's back up now. That is so funny. This I wrote September 24th, 2020. Let me see how long this article is, y'all. It's still kind of blank, like it's struggling to come in. Let me see. There it is. Okay, actually, this is a short read. This is a short read. You know what? I think I've read this online before. You know what? I'm just gonna put it in here. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm not gonna take up any more of y'all time. Let me go ahead and I'll just put the link in here, and y'all can just memorize it and go and read it on your own time. Okay, let me see. Now you won't be able to copy and paste that, but you know what? Let me put it in the comments under the video. That's what I'll do. Not comments, but in the description box. Let's go here. YouTube Studio. Give me 1 second, y'all, and then we'll wrap this up. I just want to make sure I get this in here for y'all, for anybody that wants to read it. Contents, live. Let's see. Okay, it is now in the description box, so y'all can see it there. Okay. All right, family. Listen. She said they bugged it. Yeah, exactly. Look, I don't put none past anybody. I talk ish to them every day because I know they always listening. I know they are. I've heard them. I've heard things on phone calls. So y'all watching, y'all pay attention. Y'all tighten y'all game up because people know y'all. I mean, everybody knows y'all do what y'all do. Everybody knows. It don't matter. Time is up anyway. So listen, family, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Y'all are the best. I truly, truly, truly love, appreciate, and value each and every one of you guys. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. I love spending my time with you guys. Sometimes it's a fight to get on here. I'll be honest with you, because of the course of events during the day. Sometimes I'm tired and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna push through. And I'm here tonight, and I thank God for the glasses, because I don't think I'd be this long if that my eyes were exposed directly to the lights. So the sunglasses help a lot. But man, y'all are the best. Y'all keep doing what you do. Have a fantastic weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna go live again on Sunday or not. It's whatever the will of the Most High is. It's sometimes, like I said, y'all, when I get downloads, I'm on go. If I don't get a download, I'm circling. I'm circling like a plane waiting to land. So it is what it is. Said the Red Summer. Check that history out. The Red Summer, complete and whole T. The Red Summer. Let me write that down. Y'all be giving me some jewels. The Red Summer. Got it. Got it. So, man, I love y'all. Listen, I'll end this one like I end them all. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button on your way out. And if you're new to the channel and you like being entertained, educated, uplifted, inspired, don't hesitate. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn your notification bell to all so you'll be notified when I upload new content. And last but not least, family, tell somebody you love them and mean it. Listen, love always scores points. Love will forever score points. It is the highest vibration, y'all. So get in that vibration of love. Get in that vibration of love and live there. Live there. Love is where God lives, okay? All that fear, anxiety, grief, apathy, all that's where the devil lives. You know, it's God and the devil of frequencies. I covered that in another video. They're frequencies. Live in that divine frequency of love, y'all. There's no harm in it. There's no harm in it. Listen, love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. You know how that goes. And tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is best experienced. Okay. You can tell it to me, but when I feel it, I know it's real. I know it's real. There's a whole lot of babies born or people saying, I love you, girl. No, good and well they were lying. She probably knew he was lying too. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I love y'all. Y'all take care, and y'all be well. And I'm gonna try to get some on-demand content out next week, just because I like doing different stuff with the screens and the titles. But at this point, y'all, so late in the game, I'm just being guided by the divine wisdom of the Most High. And y'all, listen. When this chapter closes out, it says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the world that follows. Listen, y'all, let's ride this out. We're going to party on the other side. We're going to party and have a good time on the other side. When I'm talking party, I ain't talking no low vibrational nothing. I'm talking about we going to enjoy each other like a big old gigantic cookout or family reunion or something. So y'all, let's just stay with just stay vibrational, stay high vibrational, stay positive, and stay in that love frequency. Love yourself first. Love yourself first. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? And I'm talking to myself when I say that. I'm looking right at that camera and talking to myself. Give yourself some love, and then you'll know how to love others. Okay? You'll know how to love others. If you're giving others love and not giving some to yourself, I think they call that codependency. You don't want that. That's the wrong energy. I love you guys. Stay high vibrational. Stay positive. Peace, family.